I'm alive, and I have a hood.
What a waste. I thought all of that was just live, man. Those were
great
fucking...
I'm the asshole this week.
The irony.
Oh, Jesus. That is fucking funny. That's awesome. Welcome to Loaded Jokers, where the set is uncooperative and the DM barely tolerates the players.
We love you too, Zach.
That's a good tagline.
I hate you all very much.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck
thanks.
you
It's
too.
not what you told me in the kitchen, but alright.
I just complimented your hair. Your hair looks shit today.
We did just eat your food, so we could be slowly being poisoned.
That's fine. We all get 1d4 poison damage.
For the rest of the
Do you
campaign.
want Cthulhu at the table?
I do. I didn't
Bring
know.
him here.
I didn't know that was an option.
So, let's see, when last we left our adventurers. Let's see. Who wants to do it this week?
Taylor does.
Oh, please don't.
She does.
Please don't.
She's been talking about it all day in the car.
I will actually cry.
Cool, Josh. Bring us up to speed.
Last time I did this, it was bad. You want to do that again?
I could use a laugh.
So Zach got really mad that we couldn't figure out it was vampirogies. But we got something pushed.
I couldn't figure out if I was too smart for you or you guys were just like dumb.
We're too dumb.
Okay.
That's the
Very dumb.
problem. We are too dumb.
So I would actually somebody pointed out in chat when I went back and I checked out the VOD that pierogies were Polish and not Italian.
They are very
Yes,
Polish.
there are.
Yes,
There are Polish pierogies. They are Polish in origin, but there is an Italian pierogi as well. I mean, my love of food has taught me just that tiny bit. But yes, you were correct. You were correct, and incorrect at the same time. So, anyway. Aside from my small temper tantrum, what else happened to the party?
To the party.
Or what did the party do
We.
to the world around it?
What the hell?
Oh, I thought you really
Damn.
liked me.
What was that?
I think that was a
Getty, what happened to the party last week?
Would you like to borrow my notes so you can do this correctly?
No, because I can't read your handwriting.
Okay, Getty, go ahead. Roll with it, brother.
Starting with
Yeah, Buckleberry.
the battle that we had in Raphael's restaurant, we fought the humanoid calzones full of meat, cheese, tomato sauce, and anger. We wound up killing them. In the course of which caused some collateral damage that hasn't bit us in the ass yet. We staged Raphael's death, disguised him to an upstairs bedroom, took the keys for his apartment, which we are now staying in, allegedly, and came up with this plan of him being dead, to where when we solve this mystery, he can come back from the dead and release his newest invention, the pizza, in all its glory. So we continued our investigation and ran on the messenger in the road who was following us. Mystios snuck behind him and Salty Eye. The two of them distracted him, assaulted him, held him down, threatened him until he told us what we wanted to know. And we saw him handing off a letter to the family butler of the Ermaseals, which we found out was a recipe. Unclear as to this. We're still not sure why, but we also deduced that the calzones were golems being made for the express purpose of assaulting the Ermaseal family, specifically Raphael in this instance, because we found family jewels and heirlooms from the past dead Ermaseals inside the calzones. Wow.
I love it.
We then finally made our way to the crypts. The first portion of the crypt being used for storage, a wagon outside with a crate in it. We didn't inspect the crate, but we found that there were loose spices and herbs on the ground of the cart, or on the floor of the cart. Carefully making our way inside, we found our way to the second portion of the crypts. The lock open and on the ground. Or no, the lock was part of the door on that one. So the lock open, Salty Eye makes her way in first because she saw pretty lights flashing, and she was attacked by what we now know as vampirogis.
Fuck me up.
Which are close to which?
Italian dumplings that latched onto us, sucked our life, and were surprisingly hard to kill.
And delicious.
And delicious. The calamity over, we began our investigation to the missing bodies in the Ermaseal's portion of this crypt. Ember running off at first to avoid combat, but then coming back when we called her to. Vestamon moving further down, investigating the blank wall, and finding a hidden switch, pressing it with his staff, and the door or the wall beginning to open. As Ivan was inspecting a corpse, the corpse sprung to life, grabbing us, and that's where we ended last week. Or grabbing me, and that's where it ended last week. Is there anything that I missed?
So, that covered all the bases very, very clearly.
And the people escaped on the wagon.
Yes, yes, very important.
Let's see. Well, Vestamon heard the sound of a wagon outside as he ran to join the party, having originally chosen to stay outside and surveil the area and watch your backs when he heard the sounds of the attacks deep within the cellars of Marzimber. He took off at a furious run, only to hear the clatter of wagon wheels and hooves outside. And disregarding, he continued on in the short but furious and draining battle. These delicious pasta shells filled with meat and potatoes is one of them. The one thing that you did kind of miss, that you kind of glossed over, is the last one of these was killed Misty Eye, Salty Eye, grabbing one from the air and devouring it. Ended up making herself sick with the discovery of some strange meat inside.
That ain't goat, lamb, or chicken or beef.
And forced yourself to purge.
Yeah.
Quite possibly cadaver meat.
I love cadavers.
Again, Vestamon, investigating the end of the hallway, finds what appears to be a hidden passage, and as you're inspecting what's left of the tombs here in this crypt, in this particular crypt, you're undoing the linens from one of the crypts. A hand reaches out and grabs you. Okay, starting in the crypt. What are you doing?
Okay. How far away am I from them?
You're like 150 feet away down in the hallways. At the other end of the hallways, where you've just discovered the secret passage.
This thing that's grabbed me is definitely undead. Like, am I getting a feeling?
It's dirty and withered, and the hand looks, but as far as your sense of undead goes, it's not. It scares it startles the shit out of you. It was unexpected.
If I could use my action to disengage and kind of break the grip and back up a little bit.
Okay. So you step back.
I missed.
No.
It fucking moved.
What does it look like the hand is? Like, does it look like an undead hand?
Are you a zombie hand?
Make a perception check.
Sweet. I don't know, just considering.
Does
Oh,
the-
that's a nat 1.
It's there.
You don't see what the hell he's pointing at.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The body with the arm hanging out, the fucking arm grabbed me. I'm gonna walk up.
I don't see it. You're clearly going crazy.
Can I check to see if I know what he's looking at?
Yes, you can make a perception check.
What is the name on the crypt that Ivan is checking
Is
out?
it one
Oh,
of the
thank
family?
God.
Is it one of...
You're in the Ermaseal crypt.
25.
But does it have like someone's certain name on the coffin?
Yeah, to make an investigation check, look around.
17.
25.
Okay. You step back. As you step back, you look up, and on the bronze and brass door that swings up. It says Helia or Mysael. You see the hand snaking its way back up underneath, and the two of you, because you're closest, and because your attention is immediately focused on it, you see the underneath the linens, and backing up against the flowers, what looks like the linens would depress itself up against the back wall.
I'm gonna try to reach and grab for the hand.
Okay, reaching in. Just make a quick grapple attack.
14 plus. What is it? Unarmed strike.
Yeah.
So 16.
16. So able to reach in and grab a handful of the linens, and you feel something. You feel something in there, and you begin pulling it forward, and sort of high pitched voice. No, I've already told you, you can't have me. You can't have me.
Whoa! Hold on. What? Are you alive?
What kind of question is that? Of course I'm alive.
Oh, okay. And I let go, and I'm like, hey, someone alive is in there.
Why are you resting amongst the dead?
It's a dark, quiet place.
Wait, where are they? Where are they? Shan and I were just down here scouting for jewels and whatnot. Yeah. And the lights came along with the guy that smelled like spice, and when Jen left, and I just I dove in here.
Oh, so you're the one that's been stealing the jewels. And I'm gonna reach in there and I'm gonna try to grab whoever it is that's in there, and try to yank them out now, like actually forcefully.
Okay, straight check.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Use your
Ivan, I didn't need your help because I rolled a 3.
We have a job to do, and I'm gonna go help him.
Okay.
I still don't know what you guys are talking about. I can't see it.
Artemis, just put your hands in here and pull.
Artemis, just keep your boom boom thing pointed this way in case this fucker tries to fight.
It is dark.
So,
maybe you could light your way.
Wait, did you guys have a light source in here?
A torch.
That's right. You
I
lit
also
a
have dark
torch.
vision.
Okay, so the torch is glowing on the floor. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Light management. Thinking. So the torch is no longer in your hand now because of the fight that broke out on the floor. The flames flickering about. You will have advantage. You will still have your regular. You've got disadvantage on your sight. It's dim light, right?
I mean, I don't have dark vision.
Okay. All right. So it still makes sense so far. Okay, so reaching in, Armea is taking up a defensive position. He was able to reach in and drag this this dwarf out. It's quite skinny, and not very well kept. He's in about the same shape as the guy you saw handing off the recipes earlier in the streets, the alleys of Marzember. Drag him out into the floor, and he's kicking and screaming. He's like, please, I don't know who you are or what you want.
Just stop. We are sheriffs. We're part of the city guard. We're come to find out why shit has gone missing down here. But more importantly,
he just goes and takes a little bag and he dumps out like a handful. It's like a couple of belt buckles and he just spills and like, look, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get money for drink.
Just hold on. Hold your horses. We're not here to
Arrest you.
Yeah, we're not here to bust your ass. But Armes, can you go? You and Salty Eye, can you go through that shit and see if any of this belongs to the Irma Seals?
My stomach's really upset.
Artemis, you just keep your guns pointed. I'll search through it.
Who do you give these things to? Do you just fence them across the town, or is there someone paying you to come in and do this shit?
Oh no, I just take it down to the docks usually and just, trinkets to sailors and whatnot. People that don't really ask questions.
So no one told you specifically to come in here and to raid this place?
And that's just something we do, like, maybe once a month when we know there's nobody else going to be around, but tonight there was.
What is your name?
My name is Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Lord.
Lord, you don't
Oh,
fuck
Lord.
Do you happen to know Yasin?
I've rolled some dice with him.
Do you win usually?
Most definitely.
Okay.
And you had a friend with you?
Yeah, he. When we saw the lights and, first we thought was the sheriff, but he wasn't walking like no man of the law. Just come down, and we figured like maybe somebody was going, checking on their dead family. So,
What do you mean he was walking like no man of the law? Was he limping?
he looked more like his feet weren't touching the floor.
Like he was floating?
Yeah, something like that.
It's like that air ganassi of your friend of yours that I killed.
I
Don't
don't
talk
know.
about that asshole. Anyway. Yes.
While I'm searching through, do I see any of the family crests?
Make your investigation check.
What the fuck is happening tonight? 9?
So many
There's
bad rolls.
there's nothing of great value here. Everything looks like there's some belts. There's one ring that's got a pearl on it. There's necklaces, but nothing that look like. There's 2 necklaces, but nothing that looks like it's got family crests on it.
Okay.
Well, I've come back down the hall. I want to ask him, was that your horse and wagon out there, or was that other person that you said was down here?
Horses and wagons are folks who've got money.
Well, you little thief, seems like you should have money the way you've been stealing stuff out of this crypt. Should I cut his throat?
Nah.
Not yet, Vestaman. Not yet.
This individual you said that was floating across the floor, what was he wearing? What did he look like? Did you see?
I couldn't really get a great look at him because I was just trying to hide. I was kind of worried more about my own skin.
Well, did he look human or some other species?
He had arms and legs. I saw that.
Were you able to get a look at anything we can use to find him? Did he have any weird scars or any marks on him? Did he wear something specific?
He followed. After I ducked in here and I closed this empty crypt on me and hid all up in these linens. I heard a couple of the other lids open up, and I heard the sounds like bodies being dragged, and I could smell the death, but I could also smell like rosemary and sage
Right.
and tomato.
Can we look around and see which crypts are empty? If he says he heard some dragging, maybe the guy stole it. So see if any bodies have been stolen.
Go ahead. Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead and start. Look around. Just make an investigation check.
Hey, Mistios.
Hey, let's go.
Step outside
9.
for the moment. I have an idea.
Okay.
So as soon as as Vestamon begins looking around, he's cracking more and more of these crypts open. There's
Were there any
three that open easily, and of those 3, There are like half bodies that are missing.
Half bodies?
Mm-hmm.
The upper half or the lower half?
Actually, in the middle.
Used to.
Oh.
Oh, damn, I was right.
So he's gonna make some more stuff out of it. Well, hey, you little dwarf.
Rude.
Let's look around. Let's look around the room and see if this non-walking thing, this floating thing, left any kind of like slime on the floor or anything like that. Let's look around.
Not that bad.
I'm gonna cast some light so we can look.
Shit, health isn't here.
What?
I was gonna. Well, first I want to talk to you, but I was gonna. I just had an idea. Health could have shape changed into a wolf or a dog and tracked and smelled the herbs. Wait, Vestamon, you turned into a wolf and you ran away in the woods.
Oh yeah, that's true. If
Could
he
you-
turned into a wolf or a dog and
Well,
track him.
do what you want to do, but this man said that he smelled a very specific herbs and spices. You could follow him.
We could also follow the death smell that he took with him too.
That's true.
Combination of the two.
I wonder if he smelled of 71 herbs and spices used in certain ritualistic fried chicken.
It's 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah, it's 11.
71 in my head.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
It's
spice.
just a bucket full of fucking spices.
That's a lot of
Oh,
salt.
what did you say?
No, I just wanted to make the observation that perhaps this is another cook, or perhaps this is maybe a spice dealer.
Well, if this thing is
Related
floating
to the
off the
family.
floor, it's a magic
Yeah.
user too. Don't forget.
And they're a magic user, so there are very few people, I'm sure, that are a combination of magic users and cooks or like spice merchants. So that probably is by itself dwindled down whatever suspect list we have.
Okay. Well, okay. Do you want me to morph into a dog or
On our
any
way
kind of
out.
animal that can sniff out the smell? Because we can go out with a wagon where we took that stuff out to the wagon because he went out the secret passage.
What
Because he
secret
didn't come my
passage?
way when I was standing outside.
Secret passage. What do you mean?
Yes, there was a secret passage down the hallway here that he went out.
We should follow the trail then, I believe.
See the
I-
fun. Sorry, I don't interrupt you. Those vampirogies really fucked me up. Can you help me out a little bit?
Sure.
Here's some Tums.
Me too. If you
I'll get it
me too if you want to.
What now? What?
Don't do it. Don't help them. They die.
I need some help.
I'll reward you with the beard braid.
Before we go in there, I need to
She already has her beard braided, right?
situate myself.
Sometimes she's gotta let the braid loose, and I'll rebraid it for her.
That doesn't make sense.
I
I
can
wouldn't
braid
let
your
you
beard.
near my beard.
I can braid your beard.
So, Mistios,
Okay, it's gone.
Man, this is fucked up.
I have small dainty fingers. For small dainty things like braiding beards.
My half-orc hands.
I'm trying to gesture Mistios to step out into the hallway with me, but we're away from the group for just a minute.
Okay, just they're talking about fingers.
Yeah, I'm just telling him. But,
Hot dog.
so, I remember what you were talking about back in Ravenswood. You wanted to, and this is hushed, you wanted to recruit people for your guild.
Yes.
You have a thief. An experienced one.
I wouldn't call him experienced. He's that.
So
Oh.
you could give him some coin for things he brings back to you.
But where would we meet? In Ravenswood? Does he even know how to get there from here?
I'm not talking about the Ravenswood.
We're here in this town for now.
This is the beginning of whatever the hell this is, and I pulled the duck.
Of course.
Guys, it just dawned on me. I wonder if the captain of the guard realizes that she hired a thief as a part-time sheriff of the town.
I mean,
Probably
Mistios doesn't exactly. I mean, he's shady, but he doesn't exactly wear a sign that says thief.
Or
Speaking of which,
cook.
we're outside. Why the fuck am I talking to you? Anyway,
I have a duck that says thief.
We're all talking. We're all here together.
no, him and I stepped outside for a second.
Okay.
You're still in the room,
I missed that part.
but I mean,
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, you're welcome to do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter to me. But if you wanted to begin this endeavor of creating a thieves guild, better to start somewhere, right?
True, but we don't. There probably is a hideout here. I haven't found it yet.
Why not recruit him into your ranks?
Yeah, I could, but do your thing first.
Can I take 10 minutes while they chat in the hallway to cast Prayer of Healing on Ivan, Armaeus, and Salzio?
Absolutely.
Whisper eye.
For 14 points of healing. Oh, wait. 19 points of healing.
Nice.
Girl.
And while she's doing that, I'm eyeing this individual up and down. Do I get any feelings that he's holding back on information that we could use?
Make an insight check.
So, insight. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
Hey.
As you take him in, and his appearance is, his grimy self is, he's now taking it. His body language as he's leaning in, looking at your investigation. It looks like he's kind of like taking a keen interest in like knowing what's going on as well. As he was, you've been watching him this whole time, and his body language has gone from one of being scared and confused. He was very frightened by what he'd seen before, to now he's had deputies tell him that they're not here to, to give him a hard time, and you could, as you were watching him, you could see the relief of the expression of relief just kind of wash over his face.
I'll tell you something. If you help us with any information possible, we didn't see you. We don't know you're down here. We never thought you were down here in the first place. What can you tell us?
Well, what would you like to know? I mean, I work around all sorts of folks that, who sees things, but I don't know which direction you want me to look.
This individual that floats, that smells of spices, we're hunting him down. Is there anything you can tell us that can maybe point us in a direction?
Better question, when was the last time you saw it?
Oh,
Well, just now, basically.
I guess it was about I've been hiding behind the copper and brass I was hiding back there listening to the sounds for about 20 minutes, and then I heard all these screams and shouts, and then yous all come and snatched me up, so couldn't have been more than half an hour ago.
Well, I think time's wasted. I think we should get on this trail of this person.
Well, he's on horseback. He would have gotten far ahead anyways. He's
Well, it
probably
don't matter if we
at whatever destination.
If we can follow the trail.
So there's nothing you can tell us at all. Like you don't remember exactly what he was wearing. Don't remember exactly what his skin tone was.
He was a shadow, but he was tall. That's for sure. He was but not necessarily like a wide fella.
Just point us in the direction he was going, and we're just gonna start walking there.
Well, last place I saw him was him, and them crazy lights dancing all around him was coming towards me. And I just saw like his silhouette, high mound of hair, real tall figure.
Lord, you said that you come here often to steal jewels?
About once a month.
So you would say that you know this place very well?
I can find my way around in the dark.
Do you want to come with us and lead us? Apparently our friend Vestamon found a secret passage. Are you aware of that passage?
It leads back to the outside because the guy got in the wagon and rode away.
No.
He's just.
I only know the two ways in.
2 ways. What's the other way? We came in from the front entrance with the gate.
Oh, yeah, if you can bypass the gates, if you go up above, on the hills up above, there's vent holes. If you're small enough, you can just shoot right down.
And you're small.
Well, I'm smallish. I wouldn't say I'm I mean, I'm small enough.
I pat her on the back. Well, I really appreciate your help.
Hey, anything I can do to help out the law.
Quit stealing. From dead bodies.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Yeah, I'd like to go over and cut his throat and leave him for dead there in the crypt. You know.
Damn.
Say it with me now.
'Cause he's a fucking
Lawful good.
He's a thief, and I don't care what y'all promised him. He's a thief, and he needs to. And we're the law, and we pass judgment on him.
If you feel that way, then you can take him
Mom,
to jail.
did you find any jewels when you were down here today?
Mystios doesn't automatically exist. If that's how he feels about thieves.
Is that what happens when you try to make a stealth check in plain fucking sight?
Yeah, I just throw him in the
He
hood.
wraps up in his
Where'd he go?
You don't see me.
I mean, if it were a dark enough room, that would work.
It would.
I mean,
God, we thought it was a dead body.
I found a couple of little shinies, you know. I mean, like a little pearl necklace, and a couple of belt buckles, a couple of brass buttons.
Hand them all over to me now before I kill you.
Jesus.
He already looked for them. He already found them.
He already found them.
Well, you found them, but
He poured them
but
out.
I thought you were saying
poured them out on
you were
the
saying that
floor.
he had them.
He dumped a bag on the ground.
He poured
He
them out on
dumped,
the ground.
he dumped the bag on the ground in front of you guys.
Did any of
Oh,
us take
This
it?
isn't very good.
He was he searched through it but I mean it's there on the ground.
Anyone want to take it for evidence?
Did you put it in your pocket or something?
No, I was just searching it.
Do any of the jewelry that Mystios found have the Urmasael
It didn't.
emblem on it? No?
It didn't have anything. It was just small minor stuff.
Do we have any more questions before we continue?
Where do you usually find yourself, Lord, in the town?
You can usually find me either down by the docks or at the Tankard of Eels.
The what? Tankard of what?
The Tankard of Eels.
Tankard of Eels?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's that tavern where they got all the dancing girls.
Oh.
I wonder what that
I'm one of
smell. I
those-
wonder what
I'm a
that smell
dancing
was
girl.
coming from there.
Did you see my performance at the Roaring Griffin?
I thought it was the elves. No,
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 it
it was the
was,
dancing girls.
obviously not.
The Roaring Griffin. They wouldn't let my type in there.
Well, maybe I'll give you your own personal show.
And his face flushes for a moment, and he's just and he becomes very confused looking. Now it's like this has gone from like wanting to help to like what the fuck have I just gotten myself into? His eyes pop open wide, and he's like, and he starts stammering and stuttering.
I wanna shove Salty Eye out of the way and be like, don't listen to her. Just ignore anything that she says that makes you uncomfortable.
That's what
She
you
means
do.
you no harm.
Or do I?
No, she means good, like real good. That's what she means.
I can hurt you real good.
Don't ask her about a parrot.
Well, let's leave this little fucker alone and go get on the trail of this spirit thing that came and stole half
Lord.
the bodies.
Listen to me.
Let's get this thing wrapped up here. We're sitting around fucking around with a little elf.
All right, Lord, listen to me. We make rounds here regularly.
Hold on one second.
Yes.
I was just all of a sudden I had to get the perspective shift because Armaeus is so tall.
Listen to me. We make rounds here regularly. We're sheriffs in this town.
Yeah.
Don't ever come back here. If you do, we will kill you on sight. You understand me?
You hear the sound of water hitting the floor.
Cool. Leave now. Go.
Wait,
See you later.
wait. Ivan's at the door. Is he not going to guide us through this place?
He doesn't know
We
about
can
the
get
other
out.
entrance.
We
He
know
knows
the way
about
out.
some type of
Let's
ventilation.
go. Let's get. Let me more get on the trail of who we're really after, not this little fucker. We're tired of messing with him. Let's
All
go
right.
get on
All
the
right.
real trail of what we're looking for.
Load.
Let's wrap this case up.
Load.
Jesus Christ. We're fucking around with this little elf all night.
All right,
He's
you get the
not
point.
He's a dwarf.
He's a
I
dwarf.
just want to cut his throat and be done with it.
Load. Look at me. Give me your hand. I'm gonna give him like 50 silver, and flip it over and say, "I'm giving you a new life. Go do something better with it." And close his fist and slap him on the ass.
I wanted to do that.
And as he's leaving, I grab him by the head and slice his
no.
throat. Jeez. Take your silver back. This little bastard doesn't need it.
Murder hobos.
I'm tired of screwing with these people that don't mean nothing to us.
You're just about to leave.
That's why I'm getting rid of them.
Well, I got rid of them for good. So there.
So as he's looking up at you, and he's like, you see one single tear come from his eye.
And he's like, "Thank you, sir. If you ever need anything from me at all, just come down to the docks and
as Vestamon stands, it's all of a sudden from the side, and his dagger goes in one side and out the other of his throat, and the coins just ting, 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 as he.
What the fuck, Vestamon?
Hey.
What gives you the right to decide who gets to live and who doesn't?
He was another useless
He was not
creature.
useless.
Let's go. Let's go find the real perpetrators of this crime.
Man's all business here.
Let's go.
You mean the Koopa traders?
I mean, I'm tired of being a nice guy. I want to go
You
get
were
these bad
never
guys.
a nice guy.
You know?
You call me that fire bitch all the time.
Alright, Salty Eye's going to pick up the dwarf and put him in the coffin that we found him in. Well, we can't leave a body here.
Why not? There's
Why not?
loads
It's
of
a
them.
crypt.
Okay, we make a quick strength check.
I'll help her.
There's 2 slots. There's only
Okay.
room for a bad
Okay.
loser.
11.
12.
Okay. Despite the both of you, it's like you have to struggle just a little bit. He's tiny, but he's dense, and you manage to get him up and shove him back in there and cover him up with the linens, and as the linens hit the side, the side where when you drape it across his face, it's just like the red stain begins to spread and spread.
You
Metal.
Now, I'm not morally good or anything, but isn't it a little disrespectful to bury this guy in a family's grave?
Yeah, it
that's
seems
not
like to
their
me
own?
too. I think we should set him on fire. Amber, do your thing.
No!
We can't set it on fire in a crypt and there's no ventilation.
Well, she's good at that. She almost killed us in a cave one time.
Well, let's just go. Show us the way
Yeah,
to
I give up.
the secret
Yeah, I
pattern.
not
I
at
say
all.
we drag him out and let the vultures get him.
Question, Vestamon. Were the 12 people you killed in the tavern not enough? You had to take this one too?
Well, this one was worthless. Those other people were just iffy. This one was worthless.
They were literally just eating at a restaurant. You walked into a fucking Wendy's with a flamethrower. And just started away.
And it wasn't me for once.
Well, I
Anyway.
mean, yeah, Emma was preoccupied. So
Anyway, I'm done.
Ember, can I have that medallion off your
Ivan's made his note. I'm
Here you
walking
go.
away.
Please take it.
Should we go check
You
out
want me to
further?
morph and follow this trail? So we
Yeah,
can-
let's go ahead and do that.
let's follow this trail and find out who's
Let's do
doing
that.
this.
Morph into something and follow it.
Let's go. Okay. I'm going.
I pick up the torch and bring the torch.
Okay, so Esteban casts polymorph. Okay, by now you're getting into the. It's now well past the witching hour, and it's probably getting to be about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I have to do this.
Okay, give me. Okay, so what are you trying to pick up the scent of?
I sniffed where the wagon was, where he put the bodies. I'm looking at, I've got this death scent.
Okay, all right. Which way? So you're going back out the front doors and going to where the wagon was, or you're
Yes.
going to go out the secret passage?
I'm going to follow wherever the scent went. And
Okay,
just-
so are you going to do that? Okay, I'm jumping way ahead. Okay, are you going to do that from right there in the tomb where you polymorph? Are you going to go out the
Yeah.
secret passage that you were? Because all of these things will may cause a different outcome.
Okay,
And so maybe
I'm polymorphing there in the crypt, and I'm starting to follow the trail. You tell me where it goes.
Okay, I don't tell you. The dice tell you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to polymorph into a wolf, and you're going to start And what are you trying to pick up the scent of? Is it the herbs? Is it the dead body? What is it that you're looking for?
I'm looking for the. I want to see if I can pick up the scent of the creature, the person, because it has.
Okay, so you're going to check in for the herbs. Okay, now you have advantage on perception checks that require smell if you're a wolf. So go ahead and make your perception check with advantage.
That was a 15.
15. Okay. And a 20.
And 20.
Okay, so very easily you are, because you having just spent so much time in the city of spices, or excuse me, wait a minute, what am I talking about? Be evening. It hasn't even been a full day yet.
Mm-hmm.
The evening in the city of spices.
I've extinguished the torch before we leave, also.
Okay. And the smell as you pick up that scent outside of the door to this particular tomb, to the Ur Mysael tomb, there's to the left, back towards the entrance that you came from. You can smell it kind of on the breeze, but the scent going to the right towards the secret door that you found earlier at the end of the crypt, it's stronger in that direction.
As he's like sniffing his way through, since he's a wolf, you know, I'm waiting. Like, I mean, I don't know like everybody else is, but I'm keeping him within my line of sight. I know it's dim, so however far I have to be to see him is really.
Okay, so again, leads you back through a darkened passage that looks newer than the stuff than once you pass the wall where that had been, or where the secret passage had been. Make your way up, and it takes you slowly up a set of stones.
And this is through the secret passage.
Yeah, this is through the secret passage.
Okay,
back.
got it.
Is everybody? Who else is? Who's going? Is everybody following Vestamon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so again, on this darkened passage, you've extinguished the torch.
Yes.
So now you're having to feel your way along because it is, in here is pitch black. You following that sense of smell, you're able to make your way up several large rocks that are in the formations of steps, and the passageway closes and gets more narrow. But you feel a fresh breeze from in front of you. You, with your dark vision, can see that this is more like a rough-hewn tunnel, almost like a cave. Vestamon scampering up ahead in his wolf form. You can see him constantly scenting the air and scenting the ground. You can see light spilling from around a corner, about 100 feet up, in front of Vestamon.
Light.
It does eventually bring you back out to the front. You can see down the trail, the passageway, to a small. It's only about a 3-foot high cave entrance. It's hidden behind some bushes, overlooking the area where you had come from. You can almost see, as you emerge from this, you can see the shape of the tunnels that had been back behind you, where you had traveled underground in the hillside. Okay, and as you get here into the fresh air, make another perception check with advantage.
Oof. Roll that one again. Should be. You said perception?
Yeah.
Plus
Okay,
three. Plus 3 for the wolf.
Oh, so take that number plus 3.
The 6, right?
Yeah, so 9.
9.
Yeah, his first roll was a 5.
9.
So a 9. It's you begin. It's the scent becomes more faint here, but you can still you can still track it off to now. The fatigue starting to set in because you've done so much traveling today. You started this day off at the Temple of Resolve. It's now getting close to 2 o'clock in the morning. Even in your wolf form, you're starting to feel the strain of this day a little bit as your attention wanders. But it still takes you back down the hillside and back up to the what would be considered south and west, back towards Mars Ember, but not towards the gate that you entered. So where you kind of lose the scent. It's taking you back towards the city, but not towards the gate that you entered through, or you exited through when you on your way out here to the crypts.
So I lost the scent.
Lost the scent, but it's taking you back in a direction to a different part of the city. It would have been I wish I'd hooked that HDMI cable up so that I could show you, because you would know on the map where it is. I actually have the map in front of me. It would take you back to it would be taking you back to more of a northeast gate.
Do we notice him slowing down?
Yes, definitely. And he's searching. Vestamon's searching to the left and right, and you see him raising his nose, his nose to the air, scenting, and he comes to a stop.
Armaeus, do you think you can pick up the trail from here? Maybe you can find tracks from the wagon, maybe hoof prints.
Can I unmorph then, since I can't have the scent no more?
Anytime you want, yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to unmorph and turn back into my good old curmudgeonly self.
Because when the scent is gone, there is still tangible evidence around, I assume.
Maybe. I'm not a ranger anymore, but
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
yeah. Oh, it's worth a shot though. Can I see anything or any signs of it looks like the area's been moving around recently.
I'm not survival.
Can I see anything tracks of some sort?
In this moonlight, and you have not dark vision, but you have night vision, right? Or
He has dark vision.
Dark vision.
dark vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and make your
I have infrared vision.
make your investigation check.
Okay.
I see in thermal, like in Predator.
Yeah.
-1. It's a 9.
9.
Can I try it?
Because I'm dumb.
No, you're not dumb. No.
I have a -1 intelligence.
Oh.
You're just special.
May I try? Can I try to search for anything?
Yeah. You could actually, since you guys are doing it together, go ahead and roll it again with advantage because he's helping you.
While they're doing that,
Nat
since
20.
I talked to Raphael, and Raphael told me about his home. Would this be kind of close to his home from what he was talking about?
Oh, actually, you make an investigation check.
So you rolled a nat 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
I rolled a 20 not natural.
10.
Okay, so the two of you looking together find tracks leading off through the brush, and it kind of Misty Eye remembers where.
Salty eye.
Salty eye. Parrot eye.
No, your new name now is Misty Eye. The DM has thus decreed it.
No, that's not. And Misty Eye remembers that where Raphael had said his family's home had been, and you are someone traveling in something of that direction, towards the direction where his family home had been. You find some wagon marks that are just off the roadside, to the left side of the road.
If I turn around, do I looking the direction that we just came from? Is there any chance that the wagon that Vestamon was talking about taking off? Does it seem like it came through this way?
That's he was following the scent of the spices, so that were coming off of the guy that had been seen in the crypts.
Guys, the scents stop here, and there's wagon trails. There's wagon trails in the ground going that direction, off where we're going.
Are they? By
I think our
themselves?
best. Huh?
Are they by themselves?
I'm not sure, but all I know is that there's marks in the ground here, and I think it's our best bet.
Agreed.
I think
Actually, from that investigation check, that perception check, you would see that there is that these wagon tracks that you've picked up, and where like there appears to be off on the left side, like a small unused trail. It's like is where you see the wagon tracks where they picked up, where it looks like a wagon came through recently.
Let's go this way.
All right. Were you saying something, Saltia?
I say maybe we should check out Raphael's home, because I believe Raphael said that it was this way, near this side of the city.
You can see off in the distance as you've been looking here. You can see off to your right. You're only about maybe a quarter mile away from the city walls now.
How do you think Raphael can help us?
Well, I already asked him plenty of questions about his family, but he did mention that his home was outside of the city a little bit.
Do you think we should continue on our way, or do you think we should make a pit stop by his home?
I say we continue and see if it is his home.
Yeah, let's follow these wagon tracks and see if they lead up anywhere near
I'll
the
take
home.
I'll take the lead.
He did mention as well, just as a point of note, that his family deals in spice trade, and his brother Leonardo is a magic user.
Wait.
Spice trade
Am I
is...
sensing like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Donna is the cook, Leonardo is the magic user, Callian is the father, and Michael is the son. And he's following the father's footsteps.
Michelangelo.
Or Michelle. It's
Michelangelo.
That's right, Michelangelo.
Cool. So I start walking in the direction with my superior dark vision.
Can you play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song, please?
What was that? I was about to break into beat, but nothing came up in my head. I was like,
I legitimately thought you were just doing it in your head. I was like, are you kidding me? Ninja Turtles, heroes of the half shell, turtle power.
Okay, back to the game. Back to you, Bob. I grew up on that shit, y'all. Come on, don't fuck with me like that.
Okay,
Don't fuck with me.
we tiptoed up in here.
Okay.
As a point of note, I'm gonna try to be as stealthy as I can. Like, I know I can't see very well, but I'm gonna try to give like any tree or bush a wide berth so as to not rustle it.
Wide berth.
I'm gonna just go ahead and go in stealth.
Okay, so as you
I will
guys,
too.
as you guys begin to stealthily make your way up the up this kind of unused trail,
Can't see.
once you see what looks to be like the backside of a compound, like a small city outside of the city almost. There's stone walls around. You see a large house in the center and two smaller houses around the sides, and a large heavy gate. And it looks to be like as if you're at the backside of, say, a compound.
Does it have the Marseille dragon logo?
Make your perception check.
No.
9.
As you make your way out of the tree line and up and across, there is a small brass placard that has the Marseille crest on one side.
I haven't fired.
What? Am I able to see it, or is it too dark?
Huh?
Is it like, am I able to see it? I mean, she's pointing it out.
You
but,
you
like,
can see. I mean, there's a half moon out right now. You can make out the shapes of this, and as she points to it, you can see it dimly in the in this moonlight.
all right.
Too bad.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Do you have night vision?
Xenophon,
Yes.
did
You have night vision.
did anyone grab his necklace that he was given by his father? You grabbed it?
I have it.
Thank God. I remember
I
it
don't know
got
why
She
you were
pulls it
asking
out of her
me.
cleavage. It's right here.
because I thought it got
Covered in
thrown during the
sweat.
fight.
I gave it back to her
Yeah.
when she asked for it.
Oh, thank
I
God.
don't want to hold on to it if, like, floating pasta shells are attacking me. No, no, no.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
I took it back. I put it in my cleavage because I don't have pockets.
Nice.
Okay. So
Who needs a bag of holding?
Mistios, do you want to scout a bit on that wall and see if we can find a door? Can you get me any kind of information, or get us any kind of information about guards that are inside?
I will. And let's go. Start going. We're gonna go try to sneak around, be a sneaky boy.
Okay, so again, there are heavy iron gates in front of you, 15-foot high walls. What are you trying to do? What do you want?
I want to scout around to see if there's any guards, if there's any openings that we can all possibly get into. Maybe like on the top floor, maybe a broken window. I'm gonna climb a wall or three. Depending on-
Okay, so
Climb 3 walls.
dude, I will climb a wall.
Like Spider-Man?
I'm a professional rock climber.
so no issue because of that last feat you took, right? The last feat you took. This wall not even a skill check required. You're just able to, and you perch up to the top of it, perch up on the top of the wall for a second, make a quick stealth check.
Of course.
Quick.
23.
23, silent as you could possibly be. Perch up on top of the wall and peering through the darkness, and make your perception check.
Not 23. 10.
10, you see a building in front of you that's mostly wooden siding, heavy pane glass windows. There's one window where there's light on the inside, up on the second floor, about 100 feet down. So large, impressive. From this distance, you can see it looks like it could be this could be just a very large, impressive home. Off to your left, you see what looks to be a series of warehouses. There's no guards, no anything like that you can see. There's the heavy iron gate behind you to the left, and as you lean across and look down the walls, there looks as if there's a door through the wall, up about another 50 feet on, like down the wall to the right.
I'm going to go down there and check on that.
The inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to get down on the inside.
So, and again, because of your great skill with climbing, you hit the ground, and make your way up to the door, and
This is really creepy music.
it's perfect. It's perfect. There's leaves blown up against the inside of it a little bit. You give the handle a quick, and it is locked from your side.
I want to check it for traps.
Okay.
You know, rich people and their traps.
Listen, all right.
He's learning.
Took him a while.
18.
18. A quick scan. Having learned that lesson all too well in the past, before just trying to open it, and you reach over and find the simple locking device, and you stick your head out to the rest of your party where you can see.
Whistle noise.
I think that's our signal, boys.
Hey, as we're approaching, did we see that wagon anywhere? Did anybody with dark vision see the wagon?
So that's
Is
the-
there a light by this door? Like maybe like a
No.
Okay.
It's you're in the shadows right here.
Okay, cool. So
As we
Good
approach
question.
the door, hey, Ivan,
Hi.
do we want to pretend this door was never locked and then go up to the house with the medallion and half the group give them the bad news while the other half is in the background hiding away?
Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. They're
I'm
all
gonna go check
asleep.
The deliverance of a news such as this, like any time, would be appropriate, so to speak.
I'm gonna go check out that candlelit room. I'll be right back.
How secluded is this door off like the where
Main
the
gate.
main gate is? Is it like if you were like glance?
That
is it
was
obvious, or
what
is
you were
it-
what you were looking at. What you're as you step through this door and you're looking around. What you're seeing here, it looks like that's not a main gate. That looks like a side gate. This looks like the side of the house.
Well, you never
we should
answered
go
my
to the
question.
front.
Did anybody with night vision see the
And
wagon?
deliver the bad news.
I didn't
Yeah.
see any.
With a
Well-
smile
Or
and cleavage.
I will go to the front,
Naked.
deliver the bad news. And I'm not
Make your
naked.
perception check.
I
Make your
go to the
perception check.
front
Make a perception.
And give the bad news, and you guys can be all sneaky, freaky.
Ooh,
20.
nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh!
Scanning around as you step into this into the walls of this compound. You thinking back, you being very focused and single-minded. There's no sign of the wagon here on the side or the rear of the compound.
There's no wagon here. But the tracks lead here.
We've seen.
But there's also warehouses.
We've seen stranger things happen with wagons
Okay.
and shit disappearing. I'm not worried about that
Ivan,
right now.
you represent the law. The rest of us can kind of wait in the shadows. Why don't you go with
Do
Salty
you
Eye
really want me to do that, Vestamon?
and
I just watched you kill a man, and you want me to be the law?
hey,
Keep your hands where I can see them. Turn around slowly.
hey, you didn't see that I wiped the blood off on your robe, did you?
And honestly, Salty Eye, if you insist on presenting the news, that's fine, but you're one of our stealthiest characters. It makes no sense logically to have you present
It
the
makes more
news.
sense than
Although
that
it probably should
Ivan
be.
goes up and tells us
I'm not that.
because he's a big guy and represents the law. You look like a shady
Better than
character,
most of us.
especially with one eye with a parrot in it.
Well,
here's-
well, listen, this is the thing. We're all official town sheriffs now. We
Okay,
are all.
we all don't need to bum rush the front
Yeah.
door. We need to
Here's-
stay back in the shadows.
We're all here. We're all here to deliver bad news. Everybody together. Your son is dead.
I'll sing it
Alright,
like a
so
chorus.
this is-
I'm saying let Ivan because Ivan looks more impressive.
I
He's a
can
big
pretend to be
dragonborn.
sad for his
He
This
looks
is-
more
this is not-
impressive.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go stealthily look at that the room with the candlelight in it.
Ivan, I think we should just go to the front.
I'll have you all know this is not my first time breaking news like this. I can handle that.
I
Armaeus,
just
I want
say
you.
breaking and entering.
Oh, that's your
In
line.
this campaign, it would be my first. But no, Armaeus, I want you to stand behind me.
Gotcha.
Whoever else wants to come with me, keep some distance.
I think he
maybe
should
stay
have
off
the
the
hangman's
steps.
post a little bit farther away. I feel like that's insensitive.
He can lay it up on the steps to the left, I'm sure. But
Okay, I'll be behind you.
all right,
And I'll
Actually,
be with you with the medallion.
I will polymorph. Owls have night vision, yes?
Cats have night vision.
Yes, they have extremely good
Owls.
vision.
I'll polymorph into an owl and make a surrounding fly around to see if I notice the wagon or anything.
Hey, watch for the brother. He's the one that's the main suspect. Watch it. Yeah, watch for him.
Um,
All right, let's go ahead, shall we, Ivan?
I mean,
and I'll follow your lead because it's still kind of dark.
Cool. I'm gonna walk up to the door.
And
I have the medallion.
you gave me the okay. You want?
I have the medallion.
Alright, so just stand there and perhaps
I don't
Just
think
stand there like this.
Oh, are you
I don't-
gonna be doing the talking, Ivan? Because I'm a very good talker.
you,
I can.
that makes a good point.
Ivan, you can't even say normal words.
Hey, let's wing it. I knock.
Okay.
I get in the front, in front of Ivan, okay, and I hide the medallion.
So you hide the medallion.
I set down the hangman's post to the left of the door.
Armaeus sets the hangman's post off to the side of the front door. As you round the corner of the building, you're off to the side. You make your way to the front. Misty Eye tucking stuff into her boobs. I've been trying to figure out, exactly who's saying what. All of a sudden, from behind you hear as Armaeus begins pounding on the door.
Shut the fuck up.
And just before all this happens, there's a quick flash of light as Ember uses polymorph and takes off as an owl and begins circling around.
If anybody saw this, we'd look crazy.
Make your perception check. Make sure you use your perception dice.
Perception dice.
Dice just for perception.
7.
7?
Yeah.
That's the wrong die.
Yeah. Naughty corner.
Going to dice jail. Yeah. So as you take off with your wait a minute, you have advantage on perception checks as an owl.
Not that one.
So roll again.
17.
17. So
That's
as
way
you
better.
take off, on the wing, let's see, Mystios climbing up the side of the building, finding little handholds in the wood, and right as he's about to peek through the window where the light had been, you do a quick flyby and he's and he not sure what to as you go flapping past his face and causing his cloak to blow back and his red stripe in his hair to flutter in the breeze of your wings, and you kind of laugh for a second inside as you spy off in the distance. There looks like there's a tower about 1,000 feet coming up through the woods as you fly back around.
It's a spooky tower.
Well, while he's investigating the house and they're knocking at the front door, I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna fly towards the tower to investigate that real quick.
Okay.
What was their captain's name?
I knew that was coming.
Punch.
I quickly whisper to you.
I'll do the introduction.
So, is there any answer at the door?
If these politics pick up are the local sheriff's office, I'm so sorry.
Salty starts kind of bringing herself to make her look sad and upset.
A tear comes out from under that patch.
So
I'm so afraid.
you hear you see a light growing from behind. There's windows to either side of this front door, and you see light. Footsteps approach, and all of a sudden the door throws open, and there's a tallish, sort of slender figure in somewhat formal clothes for this time of the late night, early morning.
Oh.
Well,
Are his
yes, can I help you?
feet- Are his feet on the ground? Honest to God question. I gotta look down. Is he standing or is he floating?
His feet are planted firmly on the floor.
Hey, did we interrupt the party? You look a little dressed up for this hour.
Indeed, it is my working attire. What brings you to our door
We're with
this time of night?
We're with the town sheriff, and I'll show my badge.
Oh my god.
It's just the fucking
He hears
handle.
Someone from the sheriff's office has already been here this evening. You've already solved the mystery. You find out who is behind Raphael's death. The family is in mourning right now.
Someone came already. Who was it? Large half-orc man or someone else?
Yes, it was.
His name, I just had it.
Sure.
It was Eli Bannerin. He came to deliver the news himself about an hour ago.
But you said that the investigation has been completed.
No, and I'm asking you if it is complete. Why would someone be coming from the sheriff's office so soon?
Oh, right.
You have news?
A bit.
Well, we came here to break the news, but
Can I,
Well, clearly, he
what is your name? I don't recognize you.
I go by Dick.
Richard be digging.
This is Richard. And this is Mrs. I.
please call me Flangy.
My condolences. I'm sorry for your loss. We did recover a piece of jewelry.
Are you, Sir Ermacil, the eldest?
No. I have been in his employ for the past 30 years. I head his household for him.
Oh.
I run the staff.
Oh,
Are
is
you
the
the
rest
butler?
is the rest of the family here?
Yes, some would call me a butler. You have news for the family?
Is the rest of the family here?
Some.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just confused. I was under the impression we were already speaking to one of the family members. Sorry about that.
Excuse him. I'm gonna cut him off. He's a little daft. We are actually here to have a couple questions answered by the family members if they have a moment. I know it's late, but
Yes, incredibly.
we did receive. It's salty. I kind of turns her body, pulls up the medallion. We recovered what we believe is Raphael's jewelry from the calzones, and we wanted to hand it to his father.
We were told by several townspeople that this was a gift to Raphael from Callion.
I'll see. I'll talk to Caldeon immediately and well, if you would, and he ushers you into the foyer.
And as we all step inside, I want to ask him, be like, on our way here, we saw a kind of hidden trail of tracks for a wagon. Is there a route through here that you guys take regularly? I was curious. I'd never seen it before.
Which road did you come in on?
Well, we passed near the crypt as part of our investigation on the way to come talk to you, and we just happened to see it there while we were passing by. We made our way through the gate to come in through to talk to you, though.
There are several paths to and from the house. I'm not sure which one that you were talking about, though.
So you're not familiar with the wagon trail? And I point in the direction, like nearly, roughly the area that it was.
Well, with all the business that they do from the warehouses, they're from behind the house down to the warehouses at the docks and beyond. I'm not sure that I know about the specific trail that you're talking about, but no, I don't think I do know.
I see if he seems genuine.
Yeah, sure. Make an insight check.
17.
17. Kind of get the feeling that he might be holding something back a little bit. He seems very stuffy and indignant by this intrusion.
Sir, I don't want to call you Butler. That seems rude. May I have your name, please?
No.
Yeah, yes. They call me Fragment.
Fragment?
Fragment.
Why do they call you that?
Because it's my name.
This is an odd name, though.
That's a good reason to call someone that.
It's funny you should say so, Miss I.
She lifts up her eye patch.
And don't forget,
You don't want to hear the story about how I lost that one.
don't forget, he's the one that
You're not with us right now.
I know.
But actually, speaking of that, if the two of you wish to go in a bit, I'm going to wait for the rest of us.
When I made my insight, I gave Ivan and Salty Eye a look as to like confirm that I don't feel like I feel like he's holding something back. I'm giving a look, just like
Fragment, may I just ask a couple questions before we talk to Callion regarding Raphael and his relations in the town?
I'm sorry.
Do you know if anyone wanted to try and hurt Raphael? Did he have any enemies?
I'm not sure if I should be sharing information with you. You say that you're deputies, but you provide no badge or warrant.
I literally just showed you a badge. You don't
Did
have a
we-
badge.
Ivan,
We were given
or
badges.
We were given the written inscription being deputized with the signet,
Mm-hmm.
the wax signet.
Have you produced that?
Yes.
Yes, I said I showed it.
Oh, okay. You warrant. Okay.
Yeah. When it's not my place to share information about the family. Perhaps if you'll wait here in the foyer, I'll see if Caldeon.
Sir, before you take off, I want you to know that I feel like there's something you're not telling us, and if it does seem that to be true, you will be held as a suspect in this case. You know that, right?
We just want you to understand that given the...
We came here simply for business. I'm sorry, Ivan. We came here simply for business and to tell some news. I asked about the tracks. I don't feel like you're telling me everything.
Make an intimidation check.
18.
You have advantage?
I have manage.
Yeah. That works.
19.
One better.
Worth it.
Okay, like I'm so scared.
I don't want any trouble with you. But I have been in Caldeon's employ for 30 years. And I will answer any of your questions if he instructs me to.
Do you always listen to what Callion says to do?
Yes, I do. He's a very wealthy and powerful man, and I'm very fortunate to have served his family for most of my life.
Okay, well in that case, please, as you were, and we'll all talk together. Please.
The fragment turns and walks down the hallway. He lights a couple of candles in the foyer first, and there's beautifully upholstered couches and chairs, like a sitting room area just to the side of the foyer. And he gestures for you to have a seat as he heads off down the hall. He comes back about 5 minutes later, and gentleman in a waistcoat. His shirt is untucked on one side. And it comes.
I understand that you have questions and hopefully some answers regarding my son's death.
Yes, absolutely, and our greatest condolences. We just have a couple of questions, and
Is this something that couldn't have waited until the morning?
Not really, as I feel like time is of the essence. If a family member was killed, we never take out the probability that someone else in the family could be a target as well. We're here for your safety, and that's why we're trying to work as fast as we can. So we're sorry to have bothered you.
And
You look
Cal-
Raphael was a good child, but yeah, he and my oldest, but he never would, follow in his father's footsteps. Wanted to be a chef.
Does he
not-
seem upset? Does Celtia sense anything? Like, does he have like?
Yes, he looks very upset.
Is he upset because he thinks Raphael's dead, or is he upset because like the way his tone is when he says chef?
But it seems like he wanted to go the way of his sister, but his sister Donna, and knows he picked up his mother's talent in the kitchens. But poor Lasagna is beside herself.
Interesting. Well, we had a question. We had a question for Tinder here, but I can't remember his name. Excuse me. But we asked him about the wagon trail just outside, and I point in the same direction as before. Do you happen to know anything about what's going on with the wagon trail over there? It's kind of hidden. I was curious if you knew about it.
Did you? You expect me to keep up with the spice trade for most of the known world in every wagon trail in the woods around here?
Well,
I just want to know why it's outside your own home.
People traveled by wagons. Would you have me count every blade of grass? I thought you said you had information about the death of my son.
We do.
I just said I had questions. I'm gonna need you to relax. We're on your side here. We're not trying to piss anyone off.
You need me to relax? You come knocking on my door in the early hours of the morning on the heels of the death of my son, and my poor wife Lasagna is crying her eyes out.
Mr. Callion.
Michelle Angela is working herself to the bone to prepare to take over the family business so I can retire to a seaside home. And you come up here asking me about blades of grass and spices
What about
and
Leonardo?
Right. What about Leonardo?
Where's Leonardo now? I'm just curious.
Thank you.
And I'm showing him
bitched out,
I
bro.
have the medallion in my hand, and I kind of like show it to him. We also found this.
Mystios hearing all that just goes, dang it.
He just snatches the medallion. He's like, and he suddenly deflates for a moment. I really wanted my first son to take up the family business, but he chose not to. I let him be what he wanted to be, but I did love him so much.
Salty Eye kind of puts her arm around him and pats him and like comforts him.
I appreciate it, but it's terribly inappropriate.
Callion. I hope
She wants to go.
I hope you can at least appreciate the quickness we're trying to help with this. We picked up a couple, we'll call them leads, and we're seeing them through to the end to bring peace to you and your family.
Oh, well.
So, any questions that's we have to ask you, we just ask that you cooperate and we'll leave your family to your mourning and your preparations. Your keep, how long have you and your family lived here?
First make a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
To see if he's even going to want to talk to you about this.
17.
17.
He doesn't care.
You mean the house that you're in now?
Correct.
How long have we what?
How long have you and your family been here? How long has this home stood?
Oh, since my grandfathers started us out in the spice trade some 105 years ago. My father took over the business from him, and then I from he, and, well, I wanted it to be Raphael, but
Does your
Michelle Angela, she's a fine, fine girl. She'll definitely helm the family fortune well, I suppose.
What about your son Leonardo? Does he have any interest in the family business?
Well, he serves the family business in different ways. He has showed some proficiency with magic when he was younger. Though we nurtured that, and well, we've used his abilities here and there to enhance trade and, protect the family.
I understand that there's multiple ways that people can interact with this kind of thing, but did your son ever study any particular type of magics?
Well, he thought that he had a propensity for sort of, divination magic, where he could sort of tell what was coming next. I don't know, his mind wanders somewhat.
Does he live here, or does he have a place in
No,
Marlena?
he lives here at the home with us, and he does business out of my offices and sometimes frequently at our warehouses on the waterfront.
How is he taking the news of his brother?
I haven't seen him since we got the news.
Right.
Do you know if anyone wanted to hurt Raphael? Are there any enemies in your trade?
Well, there was the cooks at the Barrelstone Inn. It seemed awfully competitive. They sent threats from time to time.
Which of the
His sister Donna made some threats one time, though, but you know how siblings can be.
Would you say Donna and Raphael were close?
Oh, that's where Raphael got started with cooking. His sister Donna started showing him around the kitchen.
We heard from some of Raphael's employees when we questioned them that him and Donna used to trade recipes. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know if they traded so much as Donna instructed him.
Taking a moment, looking around. Is it just us now in this foyer? Has the butler buggered off and done his own thing, or is he just standing there?
God, he's right there with you.
I look at Ivan.
Wait, I'm just gonna go look at the butler.
What do you want to do?
Kellyon, is there a place we can speak privately for a moment?
We are speaking privately. This is my home.
Yes, but I mean, there's
I think it's fine.
The word you're looking for is alone.
I would
I think
no, we would like to share this information that we've uncovered to you and to you alone, as you are a blood relative of Raphael.
Your butler's here.
Correct. It is against investigation procedures that we disclose such things around a third party. I know, I understand fully that he's been in your employ for 30 years, and you may consider him a family, but he does not follow. Why did I do that? But he does not follow your blood, so to speak.
I don't see. Fragments has been keeping the family and business secrets for decades. I don't see why he would need to go anywhere.
Well, if you want to tell him, you can tell him yourself, but we can't have him here. If you want information, he's going to have to go.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Oh!
That hurts my soul.
Oh my god.
Why?
Oh,
What is it?
oh, it's a 1.
It rhymes with one.
Oh god.
Juan?
Okay.
That's your voice crack while you're
And
shouting that
as he pops up for a second, he steps and he steps right up where his face, the top of his head is only to about here on you, and he looks straight up at you, and he goes, listen, you, the taxes that I pay.
I just walk
pay
away.
every.
I just walk away. I say, this is all you-
He
this is all you
he
guys.
steps in front of you, and he's like, there is no way. You don't come into somebody's house that's as important as I am and just start
And I walk around
demanding. Wait, listen to me. You will not walk away from me when I'm talking to you.
I would close the door
I am-
behind me.
and you get back here.
Mr. Callion!
No, you tell that insolent little
he's very
green
deaf.
I grab
piece
my
of
hangman post and
puke
walk
that
outside
he
to
needs to get
beyond
his
the gate.
ass back here. I'm telling you, there is no way that someone will walk into my house and hold information back from me that is about the death of my son.
Mr. Callion! I'm
Damn.
sorry!
I'm flying and I feel a vibration in the air and I'm like, holy shit, what was that?
Mr. Callion,
There's an imbalance in the force.
I am deeply sorry for his actions.
You will.
My bad.
Please handle this.
I just
My
just
friend
looked down
here
at
is
Army.
very,
I'll
very-
have his badge, I tell you. Wait till Eli hears about. Wait until he hears about this, that someone would come into. It's through my generosity.
Calm yourself. Calm yourself.
Mr. Callion,
We will see to it personally that he is disciplined.
all we wanted to ask, I apologize for my friend's rude exit, but I just have a simple question regarding some information that I came across earlier today.
Yes.
We saw Fragment being handed a recipe by a thief who said he got the recipe from Raphael's kitchen after Raphael was murdered. And I look at Fragment. Do you know about this? And if you don't, I feel like maybe we should all know why that recipe was taken from the kitchen.
Fragment. What do you know of this recipe? You stolen?
Sir, you see the way that these people are carrying on and holding back information. Well, you can already tell that they're not 100% loyal to the family as I have been for so long. I did go into town today, and I did receive some papers, but they are papers that Lasagna asked me to get. I simply met with an errand boy. I'll speak with my wife in the morning. Thank you, Fragment. That will be all. Good night. And he dismisses the butler.
When we spoke with the maitre d' at your son's restaurant, she was very adamant that no one is to be writing, recording anything culinary inside that kitchen. So we saw this as very strange, that there's a person with a written recipe coming out of your son's establishment.
After his death.
Correct. Now, do you understand why we asked him to leave?
Yes. If I've just gotten lasagna off to bed. I finally got her to calm down enough with a few glasses of wine, and perhaps we can all reconvene in the morning. You know, once as the family mourns the son. Perhaps it'd be best if we all got some rest and talked about this with clearer heads.
We're going to be at the crypts in the morning with Eli. I imagine probably in a few hours. So take your time. You'll know where to find us.
Okay.
May I request one more thing, Mr. Callion? I just request that your children are there present, so we may question them if they have any information regarding anything about Raphael. It would be a great help.
So you want me to drag my family to the crypts in the morning?
No, just have them here.
Oh, at home?
Yes.
When we finish at the crypts, we can always make a stop back.
I'll stay back.
Very good. Then tomorrow.
I'll reach and
Good
shake
night.
his hand.
He looks at your hand. Good night. Turns around and walks away.
As he turns around.
I walk out and I look at Armaeus and I slap him. What the fuck are you doing?
You can't even reach him. You're too short.
She has to jump and swing up. And hit him
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
gonna
knees.
jump and swing up and hit his face.
I would have done it again.
That was kind of cool.
I'm just saying, like,
Ooh.
I was just all about getting down to business. He was being a dick. Fuck him.
Maybe this is
Well, he's
this,
an aristocrat. You're not.
maybe we
He's
just
an
discovered.
arista fuckface.
We may have just discovered
Damn.
a new form of questioning. Good guard, bad guard.
I think it worked out. I mean, I think. Well, I don't know
I
that. I was like, did it work
We're
out?
we're in the courtyard walking away.
Okay.
This conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to like push along so everybody else can
Actually,
play.
Armaeus, tomorrow maybe we should get a rise of him with all of his family there.
I've heard.
Okay. While they were
Okay.
in there doing that, and you were looking through the window,
Yeah.
make a perception check.
Okay.
Because we never got to do that.
Oh my god.
I'm using a luck. Fuck that dice. Fuck that dice. I'm using
Here,
a luck.
here, take
die.
this, take this. Oh my god!
Is it a nat one? Is it a nat one?
He's just bad at rolling dice.
I don't
guys.
want that dice back.
It's now one, John.
Is the window foggy or something?
Has your body heat
Right
bombed up?
Right as you get up to the window, it's one heavy pane of glass. It's not a window that's made to open. And as you look, as you see a woman's hand come up, right as your face peeks around, and you whoop, and heavy curtains come down across it. So the dice say.
Thank you, dice. I appreciate you.
Misty.
I say we go and get some rest. It's been one hell of a long day, and
I don't
I
want
need
Where's-
a goddamn
where-
drink.
Where's Ember? She's turned into an owl, right? Has she not come back?
Squaw!
No, they go whoo.
Squaw!
Oh, that was my way of trying to cue Ember gameplay.
As Mistio's feeling all dejected from not being able to, he climbs down, and he walks up and rejoins the rest of the party at the corner of the house, and you say, "Where's Ember?" She said, "She's on a branch right behind Mistio's." like with a rat, and she bit its arm off. And she's like eating right behind him.
Does that taste good?
Yes.
Never fails.
Delicious.
Now, polymorph back and tell me if it still tastes good.
No, I have a tower to check out before you do that. So.
Oh, that's right. You want to check out the tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
curious about that.
So on
Oh,
my
it's more
way
funny
to
when
the
you were eating behind him.
tower, I'm looking for breaks and trees, and I'm looking for trails or anything that seems misplaced from nature or connecting it to the house.
There is a single path from the back of the compound that kind of winds up. It's actually pretty easy for you to see. It leads its way back to the tower.
And so I fly towards the tower, and I hop on the branch of the closest tree to it, and knowing that the suspect is a magic user, I act as natural as an owl as I can. I turn my head, looking around the ground, but still.
Okay, so you're
Looking at
probably
the
perched to a
tower.
tree by it, or what are you doing? Trying to do?
Yeah,
You're just-
I'm perched as close to it as I can, looking for movement, but still.
There's actually there's one tree growing up like right beside it. It's about half the height of the tower. It's a fairly substantial tree. Let's see. So make a perception check.
Oh, that's bad. 5.
5.
5.
As you're looking around at this, the wind blowing the night, the trees in the night, from where you're perched in the tree, and looking, no movement, no light emanating from the small openings that there are in the tower. There appear to be a couple of windows with heavy grates on them. But there's the definite smell of wood smoke hanging in the air.
I'm gonna take it a step farther, fly to one of the windows, perch there, and maybe just
Okay, so
look in.
and go and start looking through the grates into the darkened tower. You see through the grates in the tower. There's some of what you would definitely recognize as the accoutrement of someone who practices magic. Through the windows, you can see collections of crystals and a couple of flasks, and what look to be set about on another table would be material components for other spells, and a few stacks of books onto one side.
Right. Does it look like anyone's currently in there?
Another perception check.
I'm not using this one anymore either.
Good
Nat
lord.
1.
Huh?
Seriously.
No,
it's
with
just-
with advantage because you're dark vision.
I'm using a different die. It's 15, 18.
18.
What is
Okay.
happening tonight?
There is some movement within the tower.
So
That's a
I'm
nice
going
tower.
to fly a little away and give the screech of an owl. And
Okay.
hopefully alerting my friends to maybe come closer.
Okay.
Well, you're far away from us.
1,000 feet.
Screech of an owl.
I guess.
She's exactly.
Woo!
Damn.
Hopefully you guys will catch on.
Right.
Hey.
Okay. So, let's just get one perception check with advantage, because let's see if anybody's paying attention to their surroundings enough. So figure out who's gonna roll it twice for the rest of the group to see if they hear Ember's cry.
I'll do it.
I got
No, let me.
That one.
Oh, that's really good.
How many times you gonna roll?
That is
Twice with advantage means roll twice.
22.
22.
You may be missing an eye, but your ears are fine.
As if compensating for the lack of one eye, your ears more attuned to your surroundings, you hear you do hear an owl's screech cut through the early morning hours, the early morning darkness.
There's a found ember. Can I tell what direction it was coming from?
With that high perception check, absolutely, from the directly due east. From.
I think we should head towards that screech.
But-
She may be in danger.
Okay, that's reasonable. About to say, because you guys have no knowledge of anything that she's seen, any of the tower, anything.
Yeah.
So all, but you do hear an owl screech.
All right.
Let's hurry.
Well, let's keep our torches lit so she can find us, and we'll just walk towards the direction of the screeches.
I will hold the torch in the back. Mistios, you go in the front. You're the fastest. Get there as fast as
I'm
you
just
can.
dashing directly to there.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool, dashing.
Get there as fast as you can.
Let's just all sprint.
And while they're trying to sprint,
It's on
is
our
there
turn.
any way that I can see I can get into the tower from possibly up higher? Maybe broken window, stone that's misplaced, hole in the roof.
Okay. As you've gone to alert your friends, you go back and you begin flying around and around the tower, searching. There's one of these heavy metal grates on each of the windows around, and there's a wooden door about halfway up, with a set of stairs going around the tower. At the very top, it appears as if there's a wooden latch or wooden hatch at the top of it for getting out.
Is it open currently?
Make a perception check.
Oh. 21 unnatural.
21. They look like they look like they're all closed up from where you are.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna perch at a tree across, and perhaps as stealthily as I can, the moment the door is open, I'm gonna fly in there.
Okay. The moment the door is open.
Yeah, when they perhaps knock on the door, perhaps not, who knows, but I'm gonna keep an eye on that door.
Okay.
And next chance I get, I'm getting in there.
Okay.
You said that there's no. No, I don't know that. Never mind.
So we're running over there.
Okay. So, making your way through the woods, Salty Eye, pointing you in the direction that she heard the screech. Make your perception check with your dark vision in the.
28. No, sorry, not 28. 25.
25.
I'm using this one forever.
You're able to. Yeah, you quickly find the trail, and racing down, you emerge in there. As you break through the trees, the moon hanging in the sky. There's you see coming up out of the darkness a tower rising up through the trees.
How far, roughly?
It's like maybe 130, 140 feet in front of you.
Okay. As we're approaching, I know Ember was an owl, but we can. Do we want to perhaps go left and right and look for wagon tracks? Wait.
Yes.
Vestamon, can you see if you smell spice around?
Yes.
Salty is going to Ember.
Woohoo!
Do I see her in the tree?
Perception check.
Okay, did I smell any spices around?
What are you doing?
9.
I'm trying to smell spices.
Wouldn't he have to polymorph back?
I mean, he can try. He can try as a human.
Yeah, just crisp night air.
I got a 9.
9?
Yeah.
Now you hear her hooting. Not really sure which direction. So, but you know it's in the direction of the tower.
Ember, are you okay? How are you?
Okay.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I don't know where she is, guys.
As I'm making my way towards the tower, I want to keep an eye on the ground, whatever I can see. I'm looking for any sort of foliage that's been crushed or any sign of
Any
like
what? Foliage has been crushed?
Yeah.
Same.
Perception.
Since I was so successful before.
Ooh, you're a very successful boy.
My line.
That's a flat 10.
So successful. That's a 14.
14. Okay.
Well,
In your human form, you do catch the hint of something sort of spicy on the air.
That's what's spicy here.
You scanning the grounds, don't see any obvious signs of tracks right off the bat.
Cool. I'm going to keep looking out as I move along, trying to see if I can
Okay.
find anything.
So you're going to just heading to the tower?
Yeah, just keep going, I guess.
Okay.
The closer we get, I would like to look. How tall is this thing? Like, I mean, it was like
100 feet.
okay. Damn. Open windows, slats, anything like that on the sides.
As you're making your way up to it, you can see that there's a set of stairs that winds around it, and a door in the front, and there's what looks to be windows off to the sides, one low and one high that you can see. And as you get up closer to them, as you're approaching the tower, you can see there's heavy iron grates over them.
Over the windows.
Yeah.
so
I'm gonna climb up and try to see what's inside of the
What can
tallest
I-
window.
why don't I just walk up the stairs and knock on the door?
Well, we can, but I would like to have an idea of what's inside before we just go walking in.
Or if Ember's hurt.
Correct. We still don't know where Ember is.
Woohoo!
I think she's at Hooters.
Ember, that's you.
Just come down.
Fly on my arm.
Yeah, fly on my arm.
Jeez.
Hey, Ember, are you
Bird.
okay? I heard you screech. What's going on? I'm gonna okay, I don't understand you. Go ahead, back to your human form.
And I fly back up to the branch and I stare intently at the door, almost like going side to side on my feet.
I
Okay.
think Ember has a plan.
That's
Hey, she wants to get in the door, so why don't I go knock on the door when they open it up? She can go in.
Ember, hoot twice if there's danger in there. Wow, that is not what I was expecting. That must be.
Man, I hate it when owls cough.
No.
That must be ultra danger.
That's how they poop. She's pooping right now.
Are you sure?
I'm just gonna start climbing up
Now's
just
not the
to
time
get
to
to the
poop,
top
Ember.
window. Spider-Man.
Okay. Do your athletics check with advantage.
19. Athletics. Yeah, 19.
Okay. So you begin scaling up the side of the. You begin scaling up the side of this tower. You begin scaling up the side of the tower, and all of a sudden, you hear the, and then you hear sounds coming from the door up above, where the staircase goes around, and then the door comes open. It opens inward, and steps a figure in the darkness that you would see as a person with longish hair, very tight-fitting shirt that shows rather smallish breasts, blousy pants. Turns and begins making her way down the stairs. So, are you making for the door?
I'm making for the door.
I'm going to notify everybody
Are you gonna bake in for the
what I
door?
see.
I'm gonna hide.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide behind in it.
Behind me.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide in a bush as best as I can,
I'm gonna hide with her.
as quietly as I can.
I'm just gonna stand here because I don't know if this, like, we're not doing anything wrong. We just walked up to this tower.
At 3 in the morning.
Is the window that I'm at the very top?
sure.
Because that's what I asked for.
Huh?
Is the farthest up window the one? Like, is it above the door? Is it below the door?
It's
So if like the door's here.
it's around on the other side from the door.
Perfect. Cool.
Alright,
So you're on the back side of the building. You're on
What's
the
my
back side.
modifier for getting in the door?
Actually, make an athletics check.
Athletics. So I rolled a 17. Flat
Okay, you're good. That's good. That's enough. So, as while this woman is making her way out the door, you and as she's like pulling the door closed, you're able to and catch her tongue, and she screeches once, and pushes her way back and throws the door open.
And then I'm gonna fly onto the highest area I can and just sit there and look very confused for an owl.
That's my favorite position. Confused owl.
Okay, she just leaves the door. She just leaves the door standing wide open, and she goes, and you can see from inside, candles begin, lights begin popping on in some of the windows, and it's like,
Come on, it's the wrong time of night for games like this, Beast. I really need to get to bed.
and she picks a broom and she's like starts going around like trying to.
I start flying at one of the grated windows, flying into it. Why isn't this working?
So the
I
lights.
can't fly out of this.
Is this the one you're flying? Because I'm at one of the graded windows.
I want to use.
Is it twice tonight you're gonna scare the fuck out of me?
I want to use some of this.
She's taken. She's like swinging the broom and she misses like 3 times and like knocks over a vase one time and her frustrations.
Well, I guess I'll just have to clean up owl shit in the morning. I really need to be going.
And she takes and you can hear from inside as this woman's like kind of starting to create like raise hell, and she kind of flings the broom, and you're going to use this
during the distraction, using whatever information we could have gleaned from the Vampirogis or the calzones of this day. I'm looking for any feelings of undead in the area. Like anything immediate, anything smells, anything coming from inside.
Bro, okay.
Any signs of tomato sauce?
Robust tomatoes. Is that garlic powder?
You don't get anything. You don't get anything at the moment. There's nothing that you can. Nothing that indicates that there are animated calzones or undead pierogies about.
Okay.
That's very specific.
Maybe we should just knock on the door.
The door's open.
Knock on it.
I mean, we still can. We just walk inside and probably piss someone off.
Well, whatever it is, Ember's in there, so I'm gonna just walk up like where I can see through the door. Can I see the woman?
Oh, so you're gonna go ahead and head up the stairs?
No, I'm like from like where the door is open, where we can hear all this. I want to stand.
And she comes back out the front door, and she peers back in and says, "Good luck. See you in the morning." And she closes the door.
Wait!
Pulls the key out, and she.
My owl just flew inside. I need to get to her back.
What are you doing in these woods?
It's a long story, but we are making our way back into town. I think we might be a little lost.
Make my way downtown.
Please, that owl is all I have. She's
Where's
my
my
best friend.
owl?
And I'm kind of like motioning to like Armaeus, like get in the fucking bush or something, just to like hide.
Xenophon and I'm
Anytime
rubbing-
someone asks, what are we
I'm
doing?
stroking
We're part of a
Xenophon's
circus.
beard in the bush.
What?
get into a bush.
Call me.
Oh. Okay, so first, make a deception check.
It's a raw roll.
You're a raw roll.
Okay,
It's a raw roll.
16.
16.
I was debating on whether or not to use my inspiration.
Inspiration.
Let's see. She deflates for a second. Says, well, if you can get it out quickly, please come up the stairs. And she, beckons you up the stairs to come around.
While I'm alone in the tower and I have a moment to look at anything, do I see anything suspicious or see anything relating to like our investigation so far?
Make your perception check.
Just poop on everything. Literally shit
Shit up that rat you ate.
Perception. 20 unnatural.
Okay. Looking around, taking a quick, while this woman has stuck her head, she's been back out the door and she's distracted talking to Ivan below. You notice that along with the accoutrement of magic users in this area, you've already seen crystals and vials and material components and leaves and bark and little piles of dirt and sand, crystals and whatnot, things that you're familiar with from journeying with Vestamond and knowing about material components needed for spells. The books that look to be of arcane nature. There's a light dusting of a white powder all over the floor and footprints through it.
Alright. Is there any way I can get a beak full of the white dust? Shove it in my mouth.
As you,
Nom.
as you're already flapping around and creating a distraction for yourself, you go and hit the ground real quick. And as you hit the ground and you try to scoop some of this up in your face, it's a cloud of it comes up and completely covers your face, and kind of gets in your eyes for a second as you blink your giant owl eyes, and it smells and tastes just like flour.
But is it actual flour? You won't know until you
Does it
poop
make me feel really good?
Huh?
Alright. I guess that's all I can do.
Poop in the flour. You haven't tried that yet.
There's a definite smell hanging in the air though, that now you've noticed it, like since you've been here at this place, the smell of spice and herbs is everywhere. It's almost overwhelming.
Is it reminiscent to the cart?
To the cart, it's like reminiscent of every spice you've ever smelled.
Okay.
It's like
It's a spicy place.
It suddenly comes to mind that there's a reason that Caldeon was referred to by his son as the king of the spice trade.
Saltia's gonna snap her finger and be like, wait, stay here, Xenopod.
Yeah.
She's gonna run up to Ivan and pretend that she's out of breath. Damn, you're tall. Have you seen the owl?
I think I saw her flying here.
Oh, we gotta get her back.
Please, the woman beckons. Please come, hurry.
Kind of like wiggle my hand and be like, come.
I was so close.
Saltia is going to rush up inside and try and get her owl, or the owl. And while she's sprinting up the stairs, she's gonna just... Ember! Ooh. Ember, come here!
Okay, so Amber gets on your
My
arm.
white powdered glory.
It's very unusual to find people this far into the wood around here. What did you say you were doing this far out here onto the Urmicel land?
Oh, we came from the Urmicel estate. We were making our way back to town when this little rascal wanted to fly away and explore. This is
I'm petting her. Why do you have flour all over you?
this is quite a place. What exactly is this?
Oh, this is where my brother comes to practice.
Oh, you must be Donna.
Indeed, I am.
Oh,
How did you know my name?
my name is Dick.
Dick.
Hi,
Hi. See.
good to meet you. Yes, we've spent some time here. We've learned quite a few things about your family and kind of the spice of the trade of spice. It's very interesting. Have you been here all night?
Oh, no, I came here. I just came here to get away for a moment. If you learned a lot about my family, then you probably heard about my brother Raphael.
Correct. Yeah, it's quite sad.
Yeah, my condolences.
Well, Donna, the reason why we were coming from the estate is because we're looking into that. We're trying to find out what happened to him.
You must be very devoted to your job if you would be out this late at night.
We're tired as fuck. But,
Since I hear them talking, I'm just gonna get off the wall.
Okay.
There's no reason for me to be there.
Is Leonardo still here?
No, I haven't seen him all day.
Okay.
While they're talking and I have Ember on my arm and I'm petting her, can I look around and see if the recipe is anywhere that I saw was handed off to Fragment?
If you can what now?
If the recipe, like the piece of paper that I saw that was handed off to Fragment, if it's in there.
The one that we jumped.
You're going.
I want to see if it's like out on the table anywhere.
Okay, make a perception check.
12.
Yeah, it doesn't look as if the piece of paper. There's a piece of paper. There's many pieces of paper, but looking around, it's like there's too many to tell that if it's the one that you saw handed off earlier today.
Okay, and while I'm looking around,
You're looking for my brother?
We just wanted to talk to everyone. Things have happened very quickly, but as I'm talking to Donna, does she seem twitchy? Does she seem? I mean, obviously it's late, but does she seem like nervous to be talking to us now that I've identified that we're looking into it?
Insight check.
Does she seem floating?
Fuck. That would be. I'm gonna use my. No, I'm not. For 7.
For 7?
Yeah.
He seems. She seems very tired. Very. She's very. She looks very nervous. There's 3 strangers have just appeared in the middle of the night at a place that not many people visit.
alright, and while I can, if I look around, do I see any hidden, not chambers, but like doors to like an underground area, or like any lines that are misplaced in the wall that don't look like they should be there?
Make a perception check.
Oh, do I have advantage?
Yes, on all on all perception checks that require vision.
14.
14. Actually, what you can see of this place, it actually looks way more cramped on the inside. It looks way smaller than it should on the outside. Than it should because of the outside.
Well, it's
Okay.
So obviously I start walking down towards the door.
Okay.
It's late. Dick, we should head back and get some rest. We'll talk to Donna in the afternoon, most likely, anyways.
All right. Oh, Donna, one last thing. I imagine you're going back to the estate.
Yes.
One of our colleagues might have angered your father a bit during our questioning.
He's pretty easily angered.
We get that.
As we can tell.
I love my father so, but he's always been kind of pushy with everybody.
We feel for you and your family. I just want you to know that.
I don't suppose today's events have made his mood any better.
No, I can't imagine that. Anyway, he just wanted to say. This is where you say that you're sorry.
I just leave.
Good talk.
I just walk out.
We'll walk out, yeah.
Okay. And she, as you make your way down the stairs, you hear with the heavy key, and lock the door. And she walks up the path she knows so well. It looks as though she's traveled it many times because she makes her way through the darkness without any light source, without anything. She's just like, well, do you know your way? Do you know your way back to the road?
Yes.
Yes, I think we'll be fine. But
No, I'm not. I'm asking Zach. When she said, because I was hanging on the windowsill, when she said "good luck," was she talking to Getty or was she talking to? Oh, sorry, was she talking to Ivan or was she talking to the bird?
To the bird.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought she said "good luck" to Ivan. I was like, wait, why the hell did you have to say "good luck"?
Good luck. You going back.
And next one again, the last thing I'm gonna do as an owl, I would like to fly back to the house and make another round looking in through the windows. If I may.
Oh, of course, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
So,
You could shit on the walls, right?
It's just a bird.
Sorry,
Don't
what
know
was
any better.
that? My contacts are all fogged.
Birds just shit.
Oh, that's 10? Okay. That would be 13.
13.
Yeah.
Looking for what are you looking for?
I don't know, looking through anything noticeable in the
Too many young
windows, like maybe the brother's room, the magic user's room, if I can.
Got that.
It looks to be the interior of it. There's again what you had seen before, the different crystals and magic users items. One thing does catch your eye that you didn't see before. Is there's one parchment that's kind of out of place on the table that has a logo that you're or an emblem, some emblems that you're not familiar with. It's where you've seen all over this estate the symbol for the Ermisael family. There's a piece of paper with an emblem on it that's sticking out that catches your attention. That's looks like an image of the image of a barrel on it with a circle around it that you haven't seen before.
And is there anyone in the room?
No, doesn't appear to be anyone in any movement in the room.
I'm gonna fly back, land on Mistiosa's shoulder, hoot at him, and then try to coax him to follow me to that specific bedroom. Ooh!
Ooh.
Ooh. That's the sound of my flapping wings.
By the way, this is actually kind of one large room. There's not a particular bedroom, or it's like there's an upper there's a upper area, and you see where stairs that would go down to a lower level, but it's kind of one. It's upper and lower levels, not.
So it's not something I can coax him to follow me on.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, yeah,
investigate
even
Okay.
if he wants to follow you.
I don't feel like it. I won't follow you. All right, let's see what a bird takes me.
Alright, I guide him to the window that I saw, and I just sit there watching him.
I can't go through those bars. I can probably go through the front door. Then I'll walk around upwards towards the front door.
Okay. Just because you're here in the dark, and this is a very simple lock. Not even gonna ask you to roll for it because this is gonna be this is a very basic lock on the front of this.
Cool.
The door to the front door to the tower opens.
Who?
I'm outside.
I want to make sure Donna's gone. Like, do I see Donna at all?
Oh, she asked if you needed help getting back to the main road and bid you good night. She is gone.
Okay.
Is she gone to the tower, or is she gone?
She went back to the house. She went back towards the house.
Ivan, do you think we should go in and snoop around?
I'm
already in, so.
I think Mystios
I
is
thought that
going
was
to do
back at
his
the
thing.
house.
We should.
Are we back at the house?
I'm gonna like talk.
I thought you were going to look around the tower one more time.
Oh, I said I was going to the house one more time. We can make it so I'm back at the tower. Alright, I'm at the tower. I'm at the tower. I've coaxed him up the tower.
Okay.
Alright, I'm in the tower.
We've got two totally different scenarios going in our heads. Okay.
Mystios, look for that
listening.
recipe
People
that
aren't
was
listening
handed
to
off.
what's going on.
You guys can come up here. There's nobody in here.
Okay, I'm gonna go in there with Mystios. I'm like, alright, you're right.
I like to morph into a rat
I'm gonna
and go
sneak,
into the
though.
kitchen and start eating the cheese and bread. While they're doing that, while they're fucking around doing that, I just want
Oh,
to
that
leave.
is a fat, delicious looking rat over there.
With you two, you're right to go inside and do your thing. Just try to minimize your presence.
Don't leave footsteps in the flowers.
In the what?
In the flower.
Who?
Who?
Come walk.
Flower?
I come walking
Well, I
in,
guess I
and,
did say
and then I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna look at you and be like, "Is there something in particular you want me to look at?"
Am I inside with them now?
That's up to you.
Alright,
That's
I
why-
fly inside and I park my feathery butt next to the papers.
Okay, well, let's start going through the papers. See.
Okay. As you make it through the papers on the desk, there's you see there's a couple of books that look to be arcane in nature. You finally pick up one that's it looks like you see the logo with the barrel on the top of it. It looks to be like a lengthy menu for a restaurant.
Let's start going through that.
Do I
Is there any is there any sort of like paper and like charcoal I can write down on or something like that?
Oh, there's paper everywhere. I mean, there's like wizard stuff. Yeah, there's stacks of parchments and papers all over the place.
Cool. I want to see if I can't start like writing down like some like key points, possibly about. I mean, oh yeah, can I just put the piece of paper over the book and just start like scrubbing the
Just copy it.
Okay. I was trying to see if there's something I can put like the piece of paper
Like
over.
make a rubbing of it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's I didn't know what that was called.
Don't the print have to be up off the page to make a rubbing.
Doesn't.
Yeah, it would kind of have to be.
Oh,
It's not-
no,
this
no.
isn't like a
I
grave
know.
stuff. This isn't.
I'm just taking the book.
Okay, so you're gonna take the menu.
Fuck it. I'm just throwing it in my bag.
Okay.
I'm
Got a
going,
menu.
While I'm up there, I'm going to look for the recipe that Yasin was talking about, and he handed off to Fragment.
Okay.
And is there a
Make an investigation check.
is there a like a hatch to go down because we're kind of high up? I don't know if there's anything
6.
below.
There's a set of stairs to go down.
I'm going down.
Okay.
6.
I follow. I actually sit on his shoulder as like he walks me down.
6. Okay. You take the next 10 minutes while he's finds this menu and sticks it away, and looking around and flipping through the pages of books and looking on the few shelves, and there's no sign of any folded up recipe that you can see. You head downstairs, and at the bottom of the tower, it looks as though there's a very plainly furnished kitchen.
Kitchen.
So I look around the kitchen. Is there a trap door or a hidden passageway somewhere that I've noticed the lining of the walls to?
Make a perception check.
16.
16. So as you're checking the inside of the place, there's not so much a trap door, but there is a door on the side of the kitchen.
Bard. Door. I'm gonna go check out the door. Gonna inspect it for traps. At this point, if I open up a cupboard, I'm gonna inspect it for traps.
Okay.
At least you're learning.
Check for traps. Roll
15.
15.
It's laced. It's covered in traps.
As you're inspecting it, there is in fact a trap on it.
Ooh.
Disengage the trap.
That's wet.
Disarm the trap.
Okay. Roll.
I'm gonna come
24.
down as he's checking out the door. I'm gonna walk down and kind of see what they're up to.
Takes you about 2.5, 3 minutes. The work you find one thing that'll trip the trap, and you find another piece of the mechanism, and then another, and then a fourth. It's actually quite elaborate. That you're able to disengage all the different mechanisms.
Cool.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What is that, Mystios?
It's some sort of trap door. Trapped door. That's a trap on it.
Is it disarmed now?
I want to double check to make sure I did disarm it properly.
Okay, who's where?
I'm
She's on my
his
shoulder.
I'm in the room with him.
And Vestamon's eating cheese.
In the same room.
We would have.
Yeah, I'm watching the whole thing over here.
You're in the
And he looks delicious, by
I'm
the
in a
way.
bush.
Yeah, we.
Oh, you're still outside?
Yeah, we would have stayed either outside or close to that door.
I'm still in my bush.
Preferably out of sight.
You mean this bush?
So you're still outside?
Yeah. Probably within the bush Armaeus was hiding in initially.
Okay, so you trip the last mechanism on the trap. Door's still sitting there locked in front of you.
I want to try to unlock it.
Okay, you begin roll to pick that lock. Which, by the way, I got to show you the fucking dice that I found today.
12.
It's the fucking coolest thing for picking locks ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's shaped like a lock, and you fucking take the thing and spin it, and there's a thing of mechanism inside where it lands, it'll land on a number. It's the coolest dice ever for
I
fucking,
want that.
It's so fucking dope. I just stumbled across it today. Anyway,
nice.
regardless. Wait, what'd you get?
12?
12? As in there, and picks the pick slips the first time. You go back in to engage it again, and it clicks right as about the same time. You see a couple of torches coming down the path back towards the tower.
Shit. The floors in there are they made of wood, or are they made of like?
It would have been made of wood.
Okay.
The floors of the tower,
from where we were,
which you saw.
Yeah.
From what you saw.
We saw them go down the steps, right? I mean, because the door's open, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna. Shit. Yes. Xenophon, if you can you get the message to them? And then I'm gonna like climb up the side of the steps and just take my fist and just bang on the floor a couple times.
I think that's our sign to get out. I'm gonna rush upstairs and get outside.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna scurry through a hole that I found in the thing to get outside.
Actually,
So what are my options for exit?
it's too late.
You're already outside. You're with me.
Cool.
Are you gonna leave?
I keep going.
I want to know what's behind this door.
More outside.
okay, so you hear from on the floor or the ceiling from above you.
Hold on.
I run upstairs, so I'm gone.
Okay.
And I guess.
Okay.
You throw open the door, and there's a quick set of stairs heading down. There's little pockets in the walls to the left and right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh. We understand each other. So I'm gonna start going down.
Okay.
I sit at the door and kind of like point at the door with my big ooh. Then I fly on your shoulder again.
Grab and close the door behind us.
And I sit happily on his shoulder.
Should always be on his shoulder.
From where we are looking kind of into the wood line where the woods begin again, is there dense vegetation?
It's pretty thick vegetation on this swim because there's a definite path that you saw going through that you were able to easily find that went through the woods that kind of meandered in through the trees. But it's not so thick that torchlight can't get through, and so as it gets closer and closer.
The trees, if I look up, do they seem thick? I mean, do they seem strong? The trees?
The trees?
Yeah.
Off of the wood line, like way over there?
Yeah, well, like where the wood line. So like the tower's here, the door is here. Right?
There's a couple of trees in between there and a couple of small bushes, but it's kind of like 130, 140 feet of open field before, with just a few trees dotting before it gets to the heavy woods.
Okay.
When I leave outside of the castle, I'm gonna close the front door behind me.
The door to the castle, the door to the tower.
The tower. Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna close the front door to the tower.
Do you think we should go hide in a bush somewhere? Vestamon's fine. He's rummaging around.
I'm gonna go ahead and just like
I think we
jump
should
in the bush real quick and just
God,
I think we should try to stay near the tower.
Gods be damned. Well, who would be prowling around on the land at this late at night? We've had enough problems tonight with the death in the family. If someone can't be respectful, and I'll have them dragged into the middle of town and flogged. Eli will hear about this.
and you recognize the voice instantly.
Going to dive for a bush.
Okay.
A very thick one that will hide my shiny ass, if possible.
Salty Eyes like kind of hesitates.
You better hide, bitch.
So, I'll tell you what. Okay, so
Better hide, bitch.
Armaeus goes and dives into a bush. I want to find a tree with a low-hanging branch that's kind of thick. I want to try to grapple a branch with the leather whip and climb up and like get up in the tree.
Okay.
Quickly,
So
if I could.
go ahead and do your athletics check for that. We already know that you're good enough with a whip. You can grapple a branch, no problem.
Okay, athletics.
But is the tree big enough to hold you?
That's what I was saying. Like hopefully one thick enough. 21 athletics.
Finds the smallest twig. Come on, little twig.
Oh yeah. So you're able to. You're able to and get the whip up around the tree, and you're able to haul your large ass up. But can you do it stealthily?
Oh.
We'll find out.
Make a stealth check.
Next time on the Florida Gators game. I don't know what I was saying.
Okay. That's going to be a 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
On Hell's
12.
Kitchen.
Come on. Stop.
I forgot disadvantage, not advantage. Just 12. And because I really want this to work, I'm going to feel inspired and make it a 13.
Okay.
Or, shit, no, it's plus 2. So, what did I say? 12? 14.
14? Okay.
Quick maths.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Plus 1.
Because
That's
I had
quick
just
maths.
closed the door behind me. I'm in front of the door, and I hear
What?
It's Callion, right?
Oh yeah, yes, you definitely recognize the voice.
Okay, I'm going to just start kind of like casually walking because everyone's hiding but me, and I'm just like, eh.
Okay, so where are you walking to?
I'm just gonna walk on the trail.
So you're gonna head up the trail. So, as right as you get up to the trail, you can see he comes through the brush. And I was like,
Advance, what the fuck is she doing?
I don't know. It's her on the phone.
Take out your tits.
I thought we said we would see you in the morning. What are you doing out here?
I got a little mixed up. My friend Dick said he'd go over to the tavern, and I said I'd meet him over there. I had to go to the bathroom. I was trying to find a place to go, and I got a little mixed up and
My
lost.
dear, are you a bear?
Do I look like a bear?
No, but
Bear
you're
teddies.
certainly acting like one, shitting in my woods. What are you do you think you are doing?
I mean, I didn't know if it was your woods. I kind of went up towards the way I came before, but then I got mixed up. It's a little dark. I can't really see that well.
With one eye.
I only have one eye, sir.
Stick the woods for bathroom.
Your lack of eyes is not my responsibility or my problem.
Boom.
Look, I said I would meet you in the morning. Go on. Get out of here. You've disturbed our family enough for the night.
Okay, yes, sir. Which direction do I need to go?
Ha!
Ivan.
What?
I want to piss him off.
Oh my god.
I want to.
I'm like, okay, very, very sorry. I'm gonna start slowly kind of making my way that way he pointed.
I mean, just be cool for a minute. You'll have a chance to piss him off tomorrow. He's so funny though. You'll have a chance to piss him off.
Funny.
Okay, I'll stop.
And I'm gonna trip and fall purposely on a rock and hit my elbow and be like, oh, fuck!
I stood up out of the bush. I'm a cleric. I'm just kidding. I don't do it.
Look. Perhaps you didn't hear me the first time I said it. Don't need you tripping around in the woods. Please, you've disturbed our family enough. Go!
I'm sorry, I can't see in the night. Can you help me?
Huh?
And she starts crying a little bit.
Perhaps I was a little brusque. Perhaps the tone of my voice. Here, get yourself up. Get up out of the dirt. Get up out of the dirt. Now, you're standing. Do you see the trail here? Can you see this? It's right here. Can you see this? My one-eyed companion, my dear friend. Can you see this?
Can I use your torch?
Oh shit.
Can you just help me towards the main road? I can't see in the night that well.
How's this for motivation? You're fired.
Fired. You're not even my boss.
No. But I pay your boss's salary. You are fired. Get out of here! Immediately!
Eli said that he doesn't even get paid shit, so you don't even pay him enough.
How these people misspend their money again is not my problem.
I don't even need any money. You just moved to the town. I only have one eye. The other one's a parrot.
Fragment. help this miscreant to the road. And Fragment comes stepping up from behind and goes, Alright, you heard the boss. Come on, let's go. And he's like,
She kind of cries on Fragment's shoulder.
very stiffly, he says, as he begins walking you up the path. Caldeon takes a look around the clearing. Follows you up the trail.
Are they like a safe distance?
They're gone. It's now about 4:30 in the morning.
I punch him in the back of the head.
Not yet.
When Fragment leads me to the main road, I'm going to go back to the inn and go to our room, and you can try and go pass out.
Okay.
Hopefully she can find her way back, okay? But
She was just messing with him. She knows where she's going.
Hey,
right, I know that, but
pretend like you're whispering, but speak up so we can hear you.
But we have to wait for Mistios and Ember.
Oh yeah.
So when they come out, we will all go back. I don't smell rat shit. Where's Vestamon? I'm looking for a rat. Did you follow us into the bush, or are you?
Yeah, I'm just laughing at your ass over the bush, watching y'all act like a bunch of fucking fools. I'm listening over there. I'm full of cheese and bread, so I'm happy.
Just picture this bloated rat just sitting on the side.
Just like upside down with like his legs, just like.
Yes, I guess we're going to wait until we see Mistios.
Yes.
So we go back.
Hurry up.
Okay.
Damn.
The Mistios.
Mistios.
You're asleep in the bush.
Hey.
Drop
I'm gonna lock the door behind me. So I shut the door.
Okay,
Oh,
so you're
wow.
you're on the staircase and lock the door behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk down the staircase.
Okay. So making your way down the staircase again.
Downtown.
Little cubbies and niches off to the left and right in the stones.
Is there anything important inside those? Does it look like little bitty candles? Does it look like little bitty candles?
There are candles. There are what looks to be like jars of different spices and.
Okay.
And you make your way further down, and opens up into a room about the size of this one. There's a few crates, a few boxes, shelves, and more kitchen equipment. A large rune drawn into the center of the floor, and a small, what looks to give you a small well off to the right.
Okay.
Do I recognize the room?
I was about to say you want to continuously be a bird on my shoulders.
Do I recognize the room?
Make an Arcana check.
But with bird vision.
No, I can't do that. 10.
10.
Bird.
Sweet. It's oddly familiar, but you. Something strikes a chord within you from the magic that you'd seen, a magic that you'd seen in the past, but you can't quite place it. But it's kind of unsettling.
Do I see anything ritualistic around the area that maybe they left over, or something that they plan on using in the future?
There's.
Or just did they clean it up straight and then just left the room there?
There are candles about the room. There's, like I said, there's shelves with all these there's shelves with spice with like all these. There's just the spices, sacks of flour in the corner.
Do I recognize any magic that uses spices or flour or anything natural like that?
I was gonna say, can I try to take a look at the rune on the floor? I mean, just for shits and giggles, but it's there. Can I try? Just to
Are
see?
are you proficient in any kind of arcana?
I have a +1.
Are you proficient in it? Is it a
Hell no.
proficiency?
Hell no.
You can take a look at it with disadvantage.
Okay. Sure disadvantage. That's a 5, Bob.
5. Again, it gives you the same sort of uneasy feeling, but you don't know why.
That makes me uneasy, bird.
Ooh.
Agreed.
But yeah, if I look at the spices and everything, do I remember any magic spells or summoning that involves the spices or flour or anything like that?
Make another Arcana check then.
12.
12?
Yeah.
It's weirdly reminiscent of Nameless's magic.
I tense up with my little owl wings and I glare at it.
Man, that's so cool that you can tense up. Wish I knew what you were saying. I'm gonna go inspect the well.
I just literally pictured Al going.
Wait, are you still sitting on his shoulder?
I'm still sitting on his shoulder.
Okay, well then all of a sudden you feel the talons digging into your shoulder as she tenses up.
Don't ruin my leather armor. Shit. And then I'm gonna go inspect the.
Okay.
I'm gonna go inspect the well.
Okay. So you go to the well and looking down inside, there's a rope hanging into the center of it. It's off to the side. There's sort of a lever system that's used to would be used to pull stuff up out of the bottom of it. So you go and lift the lever, and as you lift it up, there's a foul-smelling black liquid that comes up.
Let's keep going. Let's keep pulling it up.
There's a bucket full of this very, very foul liquid.
Do I notice anywhere that the both of us could possibly hide? I suddenly get very uncomfortable.
Inside the well.
You recognize the smell of it immediately.
Yes.
You've experienced this black liquid once before.
Have I drank it before?
Nope. No, but it's you recognize it from the mines. The mines that you destroyed. This is a void water well.
I'm tensing and like clutching at you and making,
I swear
like,
to God, Bird, if you keep doing this, I'm going to throw you up against the wall.
Is there any way I can knock the rope out of his hands and like fly off?
To attack his hands.
I start pecking at your hands. Do you let go?
Stop. Well, yeah, sure. I'll let go.
Okay.
Ouch! Fucking A! What the hell?
I start flying back up. I start flying back up.
She flies back up the stairs and again come to a locked door. She's flapping at the door.
Hold on a second. Is there anything like you said? There's crates down here, correct?
Yes.
And they all just smell of spices.
This whole tower, this whole area still smells of reeks of spice.
I want to open up like a few of the crates and see if there's like anything buried underneath the spices.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want me to
roll? Huh? Okay, no, you don't even have to roll for this because you're all alone. You can take all the time you need to, and as you take and pry open a couple of, there are these different kinds of spices and different, there's like a big crate of rosemary and a big crate of these weird roots, and you taste it, and it's kind of like burns your tongue a little bit. Ooh, it's like a super mustardy, and then you find another one that's like a horseradish.
The ones I'm really interested in are the ones that are like really loose, like kind of like maybe more of like a powder, like a flake that I can dive into.
Okay, so you dive into and scatter herbs and scatter rosemary all over the floor, and in another one there's you dig it in and start sneezing as big, get a big face full of pepper as you stir it up. And you open the last one, and it's full of dried sausages.
Reach my hand down and see if there's anything else but dried sausages in
And
there.
you're pulling in, and you're pulling out these. There's like a smoky smell to it, and make a perception check.
8.
8. And all the way to the bottom. You just. No, there's herbs and sausages all around you now, as you've scattered the stuff all over the place.
I'm not there. Don't worry me.
We'll start dumping them down the well.
In a fit of anger, you just run across the room with this empty crate, and it's like, and you take a couple of handfuls of sausages, and you hear the splashing from the bottom, and one of them, kind of hits with a sickly thud.
I'm gonna create the next monsters we fight.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Actually, before I do that, can I do one more last inspection of the room? Is there anything else in the room besides thrown food and spices?
Again, another full, complete. Actually, make an investigation check.
I hate these. 9.
A lot of 9s tonight.
A lot of 9s. A lot of 9s. It's a thorough investigation. Just kind of being flustered from before.
So if I fly down the stairs again, I see him looking around. I'll make another cursory look as well. May I?
Sure.
Is there anything else worth noting?
Another 9.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yup.
Same roll
14.
twice.
You had a 4 and that's a 14.
Oh, that's a 14? Okay. Sorry, my contacts are really weird.
No,
today.
you were using the smallest little dice.
17.
17?
Yes. My keen owl vision.
Your owl vision doesn't really pick up anything else out of the ordinary other than this room is now a literal fucking disaster.
Is there any way we can destroy the rune before we
I
leave,
was
perhaps?
just about to look at you and be like, should we burn it all?
There's a peculiar smell coming from the well. There's
I'm sorry. I'm imagining either I just created like a Godzilla of sausages and random spices, or it's just, or like it's like the bottom of like a really gross porta potty after like a 12-day concert.
I'm going to get out of my owl form, and if I remember correctly, the void water is actually destroyed with light. I'm gonna shoot a firebolt down in there.
void water was destroyed with light.
Yes.
It was destroyed with sacred flame.
No,
That's void dust.
Oh,
that's void
No,
dust.
because I remember we went into the mines and then we were told we could not use certain lights because it would destroy the void water.
I have dancing lights.
That's
have
why, like,
one
the
spell.
miners had very specific, like... Am I imagining this?
No, you are correct.
I am correct. Well, I'm going to throw a fireball down there then. I'm going to throw a random light that is not a fireball.
Okay.
Dancing lights.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, there we go.
Dancing lights.
I can cast dancing lights too. I have like 3 spells. They just come along.
Okay,
with
so
this.
as you, the energy and the dancing lights go down into the well. There's a quick flash of green, and then a wave of kind of like noxious fume kind of hits you real quick. It goes quiet again.
Anything you would like to do before we leave?
You want to burn a room?
Hoot.
I picture an owl's like just fire coming out of the
No,
owl.
I had to draw.
Yeah, I was
to
gonna say
drop the owl.
she's
Yeah,
She's a person
she's
now.
moving.
I tried to hold it as long as I could.
Fucking guys.
All right. What would you like to burn
Never
now?
fucking learn.
Yes.
What? What did we do? We did it bad.
Did we? No, he's just getting water. He's not getting a dungeon map. We're safe.
No, but he did just talk shit to us before
Yes.
we left.
Saying we have the
I hate you all so much.
Let's get out of here. We're up the stairs already.
All right.
Hey, could you unlock that door for us before the DM says anything?
Sure.
So, make your way out.
I'm gonna close the door, lock it, and I'm gonna try to arm the trap.
Okay, you'll make a sleight of hand check to rearm the trap.
22.
I'm pretty sure we just ruined all his plans.
They destroy the entire supply of void water in the well. Well, a supply. I don't know if it was all of it. But...
I'm sorry.
No, it's
Do you
fine.
want me
Yeah,
to
you
not
can do
do
whatever
that?
you want. You can do whatever you
Hold on,
want.
hold on. We could have recently saved beforehand. Can we go back to a previous save slot?
Can we load a save state? Nope, because I already used that to save Pip.
Yeah.
You had one of those.
Just wanted to remind you of all that.
Thanks.
That happened the last time you motherfuckers destroyed a natural resource.
Okay.
You can bring me down with you, why don't you?
Oh wait, this was a natural resource? Son of a bitch.
No, void water is bad.
Naturally bad, but still a natural resource. Anyway, so I'm gonna for 22 to rearm the trap.
Okay, you go in the trap. Having it took you a few minutes to get it back to its original state. No problem.
Cool.
As exit.
Let's go, Ember. Let's leave here.
Yes, do that.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I feel like something's gonna happen. And I'm in the inn, sleeping.
Wait, I hope
At
you're
least you will
okay.
die.
I was just sitting up in a tree trying not to fall asleep, just watching that door.
Alrighty.
Period.
And then, so
Okay, so-
we're gonna come out, and we're gonna, as we're coming out, I'm gonna lock the door behind us.
Okay, again, look, easy enough to get. You got all the time in the world now. It's
Cool.
about 5 o'clock in the morning. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning now.
All
Well,
right.
I've been sleeping in the bush, so I'm ready to go.
Alrighty.
I'm at the inn.
Boy, we are sleeping in.
Ivan, well, is someone around here? Anybody from our party here? Hey, get your lizard ass down here.
Shit, I'm a half orc.
How high up in this tree am I?
It's only like 15 feet, 10, 15 feet. It's a short. I mean, what's the reach on the whip? 10 feet?
10.
Yeah, you're like 10 feet up.
Okay, then I'll like dangle from
Wait,
the
so
branch and come down.
like with me being 7 feet tall and my hangman's post being just as tall as I am, I want to see if I can jump up and hook Ivan's feet with the top of my hangman's post and try and get him to fall down.
Wow, that's a dick move.
Roll it.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a good thing I'm sleeping
What am I adding?
nearby.
Huh?
Oh, with my hangman's post?
Yeah.
16.
We've met
16?
them now,
Nope.
yes.
Doesn't it?
But I'm going to use the post and a superiority die to
kinda.
whip him in the hand.
There's no power, aren't we?
With the leather whip, not the real one.
I managed to
Okay.
pull Ivan out of the tree, so now they're in
Natural
the
20.
sequence.
Fuck!
'Cause
So
It's a
my
1d4.
God was like,
but-
is anyone
okay.
from our party
Yeah.
here? 'Cause we're all
roll your damage.
I'm sleeping, but they're fine.
2. 5. Wait, no, 2 plus 3 is 5. 7. 7 damage.
Fuck! Dang, you literally just cut open his hand.
Fuck are you doing, I miss?
I deserve that.
And I'll pop down. Be like, first you tried to shoot me, now you tried to knock me out of the fucking tree. What's wrong with you?
First of all, that wasn't me that tried to shoot you.
First
Hold
of
this
all,
gun.
rude.
Artemis, The last time I tried to hold one of these. Oh God.
I'm not letting you hold it.
I didn't want to. Those things scared the shit out of me.
The irony. You tried to shoot me. First of all, rude. Second of all.
Please don't try to knock me into trees. I don't like heights.
Oh.
You know this.
Why'd you get up there if you don't like it?
While I was walking back, was the breaking of the ice parade still going on?
Good girl.
Huh?
The breaking of the ice.
Oh, the breaking? The
Yeah.
festival?
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock in the morning? There's some people that are in the streets that are really fucking drunk, but they're almost incoherently drunk at this hour.
She's gonna bum some alcohol off of them,
Square up.
Okay.
and before she gets to the end.
Yeah, easily. There's a couple of guys that are staggering through the streets singing, sea songs. It's about the wind in their face and the salt breeze and the cracking of the sails and you having spent so much time on the seas with your pirates, you join in with them and throw an arm around and they're like and they're able to. Yeah, so you guys are staggering down the streets. They share their bottle with you.
I chug the rest of it and then bid them farewell and go to the end.
And as you're leaving, one of them turns around and smacks you on the ass.
First of all, rude. How could you? You're just gonna cheat on Armaeus like that?
Why is she in a
Yeah.
relationship with Armaeus?
Armaeus and I aren't dating. Celtia is a single woman
Okay.
With a single eye.
with a single eye.
Okay. So,
Single-handed.
what is the rest of this party doing? You're making your way where?
I got so
We found what did we find? Void something?
Holy shit, we found a well of void water.
another one.
Another one. I had to destroy it. And then the DM laughed at us, and so now I'm concerned.
I tend to hear God chuckle from time to time, as it were, but he is a kind and gentle God. I don't
think he
would
said
kill us
he
for
And
it.
handsome. God.
I think what those were his exact words were, I think I hate you.
But no, I'm glad that you discovered this. I'm curious as to what they were doing with it.
And we also found a rune, and I suspect, though I don't know if I remember correctly, it has to do with raising the dead.
Do you remember what it looked like? Could you draw it?
And I?
Here, I have a book of menus. You can draw it on the back. What?
Make just a general intelligence check.
Intelligence?
15.
So, intelligence, that would be 17.
17.
Yeah.
So you produce this menu from before.
I'm gonna flip over to a blank page.
What book?
The book of the menu. Oh, I thought
It's
you said
just a menu.
Oh, okay.
It's just a menu.
Okay, sorry. Well, I'm gonna flip over to like the back.
The back of the menu, and
I'm gonna recreate the rune that I remember.
And she draws out what she remembers seeing.
If I take a look at it, anything from my history, would I have any idea of?
It's the weirdest fucking thing. It's like it looks necromantic in nature. It looks just like the stuff that you studied. But there are really, really odd differences. It is really weird.
I'm going to pull out my book that I.
Okay.
Like that weird demonic book that I got
Mhm.
from the Blind Seer. I'm gonna start flipping through the pages, see if anything like that matches with like a rune that's on there.
Okay. Okay. Do an investigation check.
I was thinking anything religious, like any kind of religious significance.
Yeah, let me do that.
Religious significance.
18.
18. Do you go flipping through the page and you're checking? These are vastly different magics.
I don't get it. My only way of knowing anything, and I don't get it.
Testimony. You study which school of magic?
I beg pardon?
What school of magic do you follow? I'm talking to a rat.
I'm still a rat.
Yeah, but I'm still asking you. What school of magic allows you to do this to yourself?
send messaging to him?
I'll hold the drawing of the rune up to him to see if he can identify it.
Okay, I'm more back into myself.
Okay.
Okay, good. So I was
So I
talking to
can
you.
talk to you.
I wasn't sure if I was just talking to some rat for a moment.
Yeah. Just a random rat on the road.
But have you, Vestamon? Can you tell us what this rune is?
Well, yeah, I can understand. Can I understand runes?
You recognize it immediately. You recognize that the general shape of it and the layout of the runes inside of the larger magic circle as being it's necromantic but twisted in some way.
In an artistic way?
Yes. Something.
Guys, let's look at the facts here.
Well, think. You said there was void water. And then
they
this rune.
A sun that works in
And they were
magic.
taking half the bodies from the crypt.
I'd like to raise up out of the bushes and then ask,
I'm nice of you to join us.
what the heck is void water?
Bad juju.
It's really healthy water.
No.
It sounds like it.
If anything, it makes you like really powerful, you know?
If
In a way.
But dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of the place where we ran into it was the place where we met Pip. This shit is the reason why the Alchemist Guild wants most of us dead. Because they had a whole mine full of it, and we destroyed the.
And we destroyed another source, so they probably want us
Just
extra
you and
dead.
Ember, because you were the only two original members left.
You were there.
Does the
They don't know
father
the rest
have,
of us.
Does the father have anything to do with the Alchemist Guild?
Maybe the magic using sun?
Perhaps.
Yeah. We
Hey,
might.
Suffice
don't
it to
forget,
say,
the Alchemist Guild is all part of this Black Rose thing, too. So it's all tied together somehow, some way.
That's why we're here to begin with. But with void water specifically, it has a way of bringing people back in a mindless way. They're not necessarily a zombie, but they are controllable.
It's like
And I
controlling.
actually-
It's like controlling the dead, right?
Well, but
Just like what we fought.
but
those
you remember, they
Calazars.
don't actually die. They're impressionable.
And I still have a sample of the void water from back in the day.
Do you?
I put it in a jar and wrapped it up.
Smart. You
I don't know.
We could destroy that too.
I don't know if we need it as a bargaining tool one day.
Right, we may. Now with this new information, should we head back to? Should we go to bed?
Yeah, we should rest.
We call this a
Perhaps
day.
we should talk to Mr. Ravioli himself,
Well, remember we're staying in a
his apartment,
correct.
but we can still go to the door and ask him about it himself and see if he knows anything about his brother and the magic that he does.
True. I'll be honest. I don't really want to. I don't want to talk to him. That guy kind of pisses me off.
Well,
Who?
what we could also do.
Ravioli?
Raphael.
Ratatouille?
He's full of shit.
You don't like him?
Not entirely.
He's just.
I don't like him either.
He's just an artist. He's just a artistic
What
guy.
we can also do as well is we can ask him
And he comes
information
from a
about his
wealthy
brother.
family. That's the way these aristocratic people are. You have to understand that. All you people get all offended when these aristocratic people talk down to you, but they have a right to because they're aristocrats and you're just a common dragonborn.
So they have a right to treat us like shit.
And you
because
have
they
a right
think
to
they're
kill
better than
people.
us.
Hammer and shield.
Armaeus greatly disagrees. He would hang somebody over trying to talk down to others.
Well, but see, that's
When
the whole
Saltia gets
thing.
back, does she have a key to the room?
Huh?
Does Saltia have a key to the room?
To the apartments?
Yeah.
No, you have a key. You have a key to your room.
Okay.
Hammer and shield. I think we all need a nap.
Yeah,
Everybody's.
Yes, sir.
I think we should all go take a little rest. A short rest.
When
is
I
nothing.
get back to the inn, I'm so exhausted I leave the door open and I just pull the string on my armor and just lay down in bed.
Okay, so we can just bust open the door to your room, and in one quick motion, your armor clatters to the floor. climbs into one end of the bed and kind of snakes her way underneath the blankets. And feeling very comfortable with yourself.
In the
Falls.
apartment or in a room?
I'm in,
She doesn't have a
my
key
own
to the
room.
apartment.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'm in my own room. Because we had gotten like what, 2 rooms?
We got what? Did we get?
4.
You got 4
We got
rooms.
4 rooms.
4 rooms, and one of them is being used by Raphael.
Raphael's only in 1, so we can actually take the other 3.
The other 3 and the apartments upstairs.
Yeah. So we got plenty of
Have
room.
we checked out his apartments?
No, we.
No, you guys immediately went out on the trail. The last 3 sessions have all been one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have been busy as fuck doing shit, and now it is late. It is about 6 a.m. The skies are starting to turn pink. You've pulled an all-nighter investigating and fighting.
And Raphael and Eli expects us at the crypt soon, so we should at least go get a couple hours of sleep.
Yes.
Well,
We just sleep at the crypt.
Ah! I like your thinking.
it's closer.
I took a nap in the bushes. I'm good, but you guys.
It's closer. It's not a terrible
I'll sleep
idea.
I'll sleep at the crypt. Why not?
Well, we need to group back up with
Oh
That's a
shit,
good
that's right.
point.
Salty Eye.
Salty Eye was escorted back to the
How
town.
about the sleepiest of us stays at the crypt for the night and keeps an eye out?
We shouldn't.
And
We
then-
shouldn't split.
What?
We shouldn't split.
Why not?
Because
Are you afraid?
I mean,
No,
I'm in town.
because we shouldn't split.
We are in the foreign territory.
There's 8 of us, 8 or 9 of us. We can handle ourselves.
Well, it's not a matter of handling ourselves. Outside of game, it splits a lot of gameplay time. It just tries to that way everybody gets to play. That's all.
It's no
Because-
different
I
than
don't know,
2
like
people
we've
taking
already
up the
done
whole
that
game.
before with like even the
What they're
tower.
doing.
So as long as it's no more than 2 groups, I think it's okay.
Why don't we head back to town? And we'll just sleep there. I like that idea, but we need to get Salty Eye.
Whatever. It's fine. Xenophon had bad ideas. Whatever. And I'm just gonna walk my way towards the tower.
No, I liked your idea, Xenophon. Let's sleep at
Whatever. Let's go.
I picture she goes walking off, just kind of like tap her ass. How does Mystios put up with
I don't.
that?
I don't deal with anyone.
Are you not together?
We're in love. Come on.
As we're walking.
Love
Okay,
to shove
so
my
again,
boot up your ass.
the trek back to the Roaring Griffin passes. You see some traders coming into town now and been traveling through the night. In the early morning hours, they're making their way in. As you pass back through the city gates, make your way trudging now, just exhausted after this day. Make your way in. There's a sort of oppressive air around the inn. There's a few staff members that are up, kind of getting the inn ready for the day, breakfast, and for is being prepared. The cheese and sauce from the fight the night before has been cleaned up. There's still a few greasy spots in the dining hall as you pass. Erin kind of directing everybody about with a sort of crestfallen air about her. You make your way through the foyers and up the stairs to your rooms. You going to where are you going to your rooms or to the apartments?
I'm passing out.
I'm going to my room. I'm going to a room, one of the rooms.
I suppose
Well, remember we were supposed to.
a few of us could go to the apartment. And
I'll go to
I'll
the
go-
apartments.
I'll go to the apartments. It's in the same area, right? So,
Yes.
so yeah, I'll just go to the apartment.
If he has a bed, I'm calling it. It's mine. You can spoon if you want. I don't care, but I need something soft.
Did they pass the open door?
You're sleeping in a completely different area than I am. Goodbye.
As you making your way up and trying to figure out where to go, you actually had a room with Misty Eye, and it's like you look and as you're all walking past, Misty Eye's bare ass. And the door is hanging wide open. There's a little bit of light is starting to come through the window now. She's she's snoring bare ass to the world.
I'll walk into the room and then politely and quietly shut the door so
Okay.
she can sleep peacefully.
Then you go and begin getting yourself ready for a couple hours of sleep. Vestamon heads to his room. Where were you going? You're going
I'm
to.
just passing out wherever I can.
You head to your rooms. The three of you were heading upstairs to the apartments as you produce the key that was given to you by Raphael. You're going to open the door, and as you go up one more flight of stairs to the third floor and open the door, there's still reclining on the couch in this big, huge, open, spacious apartment. There's a huge living quarter and hallways to the left and right. There's Raphael sitting there, leaning back on reclined back on a sofa. It's like, well, I thought you would be back here. I thought you would be asleep hours and hours ago. What have you been doing all night, my friends? He's been writing down.
Better question, why are you not in your room that we gave you? You're supposed to be dead, remember?
I know, it's actually been quite liberating. I've been able to write unfettered all night long. I think I've got a few new dishes streamed up overnight.
Well, that's great, but when you left that room to get up here, did anyone see you?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, or you don't know?
I don't think so. I mean, it was very quiet, very dark.
Well, alright, fair enough. I'm too tired to really give a shit, but Raphael, you can't go out. You can't walk around. You'll ruin your own plan.
Oh, but look at me. I'm so sneaky.
Stay in the room, or I'm going to legitimately nail you to a chair.
Just stay in this room now.
You're so cute when you're angry.
Do you have any hammer and nails?
Not handy. I'm gonna walk past and go find a place to crash.
Oh, we gonna talk about what you found out in a few hours, sir?
Yes, in the morning. As I'm walking past.
It is the morning.
Yeah.
In the evening.
In his living space, I'm looking for anything that he's left out. Books, anything in particular of my interest. You know, any religious artifacts, anything like that.
Looking about, there's a couple of bookshelves. There's what looks to be off in the corner. There's like a small, I guess it would be like a smaller test kitchen. You know, it's like where if he gets inspiration, he can go and just in the middle of the night go and cook. There's a couple of bookshelves, and as you're walking past, you can see there's they look to be different cookbooks from all over the world. It appears that he's reasonably well read, but has a very narrow category of what he likes to read.
Alright. Before I lay my thick ass to sleep, I'm going to take my books out to begin the ritual, but I'm going to find a blank page in the back of the journal, and I'm going to write specifically, Sergei, I saw you. You have turned. What happened? And I'm going to draw a line on the bottom and just leave it blank.
Okay.
And then clap it and clap my ass cheeks to death.
Okay.
And as I'm sleeping, I'm just spooning Lily in my own bedroom.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spoon Ivan.
It's fine. You watch my back. You've earned this.
Do you want? You hear from down the halls. Oh, do you need a wake-up call?
No. We do have to be up, as I'm like
Yeah.
holding you. I'm like,
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder.
wait, you're the little spoon.
You said you were spooning
Yeah, you
Ivan.
said just
I guess so. All right.
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder. Like 4 hours? You think 4 or 5 hours?
Well, the problem is that we got to be back at the crypt.
4 hours.
Oh, consider it done.
Thank you.
Take your pants off.
In 2 hours, Salty is gonna wake up. And who's in my room? You are? I'm gonna look over. You awake?
Yeah.
Hey, you smell that?
No. What do you smell?
Aren't they cooking downstairs? Man, I'm hungry.
You hungover? Are you a little hungover?
What? I may have snuck a drink. Does that matter?
I'm just gonna. You know, I'll go find out for you. You just stay here
No.
and rest.
She gets up naked. I'll go. Let's go together.
Yeah, let's put your clothes on first.
You're too.
Ooh,
I
nude
was
is not
working
okay.
on it. All right, let me just go ahead. She stumbles and puts on her armor. Let's go downstairs and. Hey, when did you guys get to bed? I wonder if anyone else is hungry.
Your breastplate is on upside down. I'm sure they're all still sleeping. We'll just meet them down here.
Oh man, I hope they have that. What is that stuff that Ivan has? What?
I don't know. I don't hang around Ivan all that often.
Last thing
He's
I
kind
had
of
was
an
that
ass.
mystery meat. I'm starving.
Are you talking about his pocket bacon?
Yeah,
With the little
that.
fuzzes on it?
Yeah.
Let's maybe find some clean bacon for you.
Can you put this in your pocket before you serve it to me?
Alright, so I'm gonna walk downstairs with Xenophon and try and get some food.
I'm
Okay.
gonna help her down the stairs.
I don't need any help.
I'm gonna push her down the stairs.
I don't need any help, bitch.
Make a deck save.
That 22.
22. You put your hand square in the middle of her back and give her a shove after she snubs your tries to help, and you give a mighty shove and she clears 2 or 3 stairs, but despite being hungover, she's able to catch the last couple of stairs.
Whoa, you tripped there. You okay?
Did just go.
No, you tripped.
Bitch, let's go. I'm just imagining just like 2 like high school cheerleaders just like, bitch, let's go.
I'm gonna try and find Aaron.
Set the guy working.
Okay.
I'll follow her.
Can't you like hear something like that?
You're hungover. You got spaghetti sauce on my paper.
Hey, who did that?
There's a cure for that.
It's a blood stain.
God.
Healing word. You're okay.
I'm not.
No
So,
magic power can heal this.
You make your way downstairs and you find Aaron there, kind of directing traffic, kind of looking glum.
Aaron!
Yes, salty eyed. Good morning. What can I do for
She's
you?
rubbing her eye and kind of lifts up her eye patch and scratches the wound a little bit. Are you guys serve breakfast at all?
Oh, yes, of course. It's a restaurant. It's what we do.
Alright, I don't need any sass right now, Aaron. I just need... You got any mead?
Yeah. Do you prefer it smoked or grilled?
Both.
What kind do you have?
Well, we have ham and chicken.
I can
there's
identify
there's
chicken. I'll have
there's
some chicken.
Okay.
I can identify chicken.
Well, I'll get the cooks to send something right out. She sadly walks back to the kitchens and begins in. As the dining hall has been set right, there's a few less tables than there were the night before. There's a couple of people sitting. There's 2 at the far table, 1 closer to you and 1 over closer to the door.
She's upset because we destroyed her.
Xenophon.
Yes. Yes, dear.
Why was she so sad?
I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
Aaron!
You slur shouting from across the room.
Aaron!
Aaron, why are you so glum?
She comes and brings plates out. She says, your chicken and eggs. I'm sorry, I just got the same for you. I didn't. I hope
She's
it's-
vegetarian.
I'm not. Thank you for this.
This place just won't be the same without Raphael. We've worked together for some time. I'll just miss him terribly.
This is your chance to carry on his name in his memory.
I'm sure.
Don't let people forget about him, but make it about him.
But who will we get to take his place? I mean, he was such a great chef.
You studied under him.
I'm
You have
no
the potential.
I'm no chef.
Well,
it's not.
Aaron, why doesn't Donna, like, just take over the restaurant?
I'm not sure if Raphael would approve of that.
Why not? It's his sister, right?
Well, yes. Yes, but they're fierce. They were fierce rivals. You know how siblings can be.
I don't have a sibling.
No.
I mean, I understand sibling rivalry, but like, how fierce are you talking?
Well, they rarely spoke. Not since she started dating Romiran.
Who's Ramiran?
Who's that ugly bitch?
The head chef at the Barrelstone.
Oh, the Barrelstone.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
I have a barrel stone.
Do they have good chicken?
Well, I mean, if you like food that's cooked by a no good recipe thief, sure.
A recipe thief. So you're saying Romiran steals recipes from Raphael?
Every single time Raphael came up with a new recipe, Romiran would try to one-up him.
Well, that explains.
And there were several times when Raphael was set to premiere, and Romiran would come out with something very similar the weekend before.
Salty Eyes digs into the chicken and talks with her mouth full. Yvonne, that explains why I caught that one guy in the the alleyway, and he was giving that recipe. So what's his butler name?
Listen, sweetheart, just eat your chicken.
I am.
I literally feel like that's how Taylor, the player, would take care of a drunk friend.
Shut up and eat your chicken!
But that explains why that thief had the recipe
Sure.
from the kitchen.
Sure.
Aaron, you knew about that, right?
Aaron, I thought Raphael didn't write down any of his recipes. How would the other chef get that info to try to make it better or one-up him before Raphael released his new creation?
I don't know. That's what we were always trying to figure out.
Maybe it's Donna.
You have some eggs left to eat.
Maybe it's Donna. And I'm gonna go talk to Donna once I'm done with these eggs.
You're gonna walk all the way back to the house by yourself.
Actually,
You're fine.
better idea. I'm gonna go to the Barrelstone Inn, get some more alcohol, and talk to Romiran.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Thank you.
Let's wait for Ivan though.
Yeah, let's go now.
No.
Let's wait for Ivan. Yeah, let's go now.
Oh, we gotta wait for Ivan though.
We should probably wait for Ivan.
I'll go wake him up. I'm gonna go upstairs.
That's not what I meant.
We're just hardcore making out.
Okay.
I draw the line of spooning.
So you guys are, as this is going on downstairs, you hear a hello.
Well,
It's been 4 hours. You said you wanted to get up.
yeah, 4 hours.
Salty Eye
I'm just.
bangs on the door. Ivan!
Yeah.
Ivan!
She's still outside the apartment.
Right.
So you go.
No, I'm talking to him.
Okay.
What?
Where am I sleeping? Because I said I was in the apartments.
Yeah, you're
You're in the middle.
That's what
They're
I'm
both
wondering.
spooning you.
you're the smallest spoon. I've been
Ah!
spooning you while Mystios is spooning. Zen.
The smaller. One of the smallest people here is being the big spoon.
Yeah, so it's like
Smallest,
it's like
medium,
it's like a
biggest.
pebble on a rock on a boulder.
Alright, one of you needs to
Ivan!
move.
Ivan!
Alright.
One of you has to go first. I have to take a piss.
Oh, do it.
Oh, I'm up. Get that thing off.
I thought that would work.
I'm gonna get up. I'm
Ivan!
gonna
Just a moment. I'll be there in a second.
no,
Just-
no, Frenchman.
I gotta
Sit
Somebody's knocking at
I
my
get
door.
it.
I get out of bed and I'm just like completely naked. I'm just like, fuck, dude.
Dude, come on, man! I said get comfortable, not that comfortable.
As Armaeus swings his legs out of bed and stands up to his full height, and his glutes just fucking flex, and his naked ass is in front of you. He's like stretching.
I'm glad
And
I
he
slept on
slowly,
the
and he
opposite
slowly
side of
turns
my
as he slowly turns around, and he's. And
Man, that's what they say about half orcs is true.
You don't want it.
Hey, anyone in
It's a
there? You guys
curse.
didn't get last
It's more-
night. Xenophon's here, so I'm
just gonna
assuming...
I open the door.
Salty
I
Eye.
open the door while I'm completely
Sweetheart.
naked and be like, Salty Eye.
no, wait, no. You're in a bedroom down the hall, and there's a living room. There's a living area.
Okay, well then I go to the living
There's
room.
as soon as you open the door and you're naked,
Yeah.
Raphael is standing there. He's like, "Hi, good morning, good morning."
Raphael, you're gonna answer that door.
Yes, I'm going to.
She's
But
driving me insane.
I was told to wake you up in
Thank
4
you.
hours. So,
Thank you. It's okay.
and, okay, I will go. I will go into the door. I will go
my
see.
You
God.
I will go.
alright!
I will go see. who's-
Raphael, I got no, Raphael, stop. I'll open the door.
Yeah,
It'll
why'd
be
you tell
funny.
them they open the door? You stupid.
I walk up and I go, what do you want? I close the door.
Well, Salty Eye, you missed your chance.
I was distracted by something.
I'm already-
Anyways, I open the door and I'm like, Ivan! I just found out some information. We gotta go to the barrel stone.
I'm gonna shuttle her inside and shut the door behind us.
We have to go to the barrel stone Inn, Ivan.
I hear you. For the love of all that is unholy, shut the fuck up.
Salty
Donna's
Salty Eye-
dating the head chef there.
And I'm just
I'm doing stretches.
armor on, blast.
Toe touches.
I just imagine you just doing a lot of lunges.
I'm just sitting on the foot of the bed, just strapped
doing
armor
like
on.
some like knee hugs.
Okay.
When I walk in, do I see any alcohol in Raphael's room or in the kitchen?
Yes, there's actually some bottles of very fine wine,
Okay,
and some
I'm going...
and some very expensive decanters of something that looks like some very dark liquor.
Okay, I'm going to
up
go over
next
to
to the-
one of the decanters and look at Raphael. What are you doing in here? And drink some of the
So
stuff in the decanter.
I've been inspired.
Could you,
I've
do you
been
mind?
coming up with new creations, and I hear that Ivan says that you found out some information, and I was just going to get up to speed on your investigation so that I can know when I can
Okay,
be resurrected to greatness.
Shut up already.
No, but I want to know.
I'm gonna
What did
tell
you
you
find?
just-
What did you find out?
Donna's dating the Brownstone and Chef. Did you know that?
Yes, I knew this. This is why I no longer speak to my sister.
How long have they been dating? Do you know?
For about half a year, perhaps 2 seasons.
So,
Two seasons.
let me get this. Let me just think of this for just a moment.
She's drinking the alcohol.
I don't know much of magic. Or let's put some fucking pants on.
Not done.
So
You can stay naked, orc man.
you
She says,
are the
"You're
inspired
putting
one.
pants on."
You are the chef who comes up with these incredible concoctions.
Well, yes,
Your-
thank you, I am.
The calzones are delicious and deadly.
Deadly delicious.
The recipes are popping up mysteriously in this man's kitchen who's dating your sister. Meanwhile, you have a brother who practices divination magic. Is this right?
Yes, yes, this is correct.
And do you think that's your brother and are your brother and sister close?
We gotta kill the entire town.
Dear God.
Do
I guess as close as any brother and sister can be.
Well, you say
Wait.
that, but you and your sister are not close at all anymore.
No,
So
no, she is kind of a traitor,
traitor.
in my opinion.
So she's a bitch.
Okay, salty eye.
Um,
Maybe you should go take a
You
nap
are,
on the bed.
you are so eloquent, my dear. Yes, she's a bitch.
I'm gonna bow. I knew it.
I knew it.
Found the suspect. Sir.
What do you know of my brother's magic? This divination magic, you say?
we don't know many details, but from what we've learned from sources throughout the investigation, that is his school that he learned from. Or
I don't know much of magic, but I mean,
Do you know anything of void water?
What is divination?
his brother has the ability to
divine the future. He
Right.
can see many possible outcomes of the future. That's what divination is. That's why my family is so dominant in the spice trade now. But the void water, yes. There are only 2 known sources of void water. That's one other reason that we have been so successful, and yet it's someone destroyed the void water mines at the deep fathom well some year and a half ago, and so the alchemists, well, they need it for so many of their alchemical their experiments that they pay my family a premium because we sit on one of the last unknown sources of void water.
That's pretty.
Oh, Raphael.
Oh, the
good.
Alchemist Guild. They pay my family so much money for access to the void water.
Raphael, lasagna is your mother, right?
Yes, yes, you met my mother.
Oh,
She's
no,
such a wonderful woman.
I didn't meet your mom, but
I love my mama.
but she told Fragment to get the recipe from your kitchen. We talked to your father and Fragment, and Fragment said lasagna sent.
Wait. What now?
Who was there again? Ivan.
Wait, what kind of information do you have? What evidence did you,
Remember
what
I asked
evidence,
you-
what evidence did you get?
we
What
went to
do you,
we went to the crypts. We ran into flying dumplings that were trying to kill us.
that sounds terrifying.
Sure was.
She ate one,
It was delicious, and then it wasn't meat.
but
It wasn't meat we could identify.
the weird
It was
thing,
gross.
we sat there, we poked through it. The meat did not seem to come from animals.
I threw up.
So,
That is unfortunate.
with some of the famine going around in the north, the potential perpetrators running around stealing your recipes, and bodies going missing from the crypt. Vestamon found bodies that were sliced in half and taken.
That is horrific.
What do you
It
want?
was your family's remains too, man.
Die!
We're doing what we can to figure this out, Raphael.
This is a
I
cursed
need you
dice.
to stone yourself.
Because you touched it.
What are you?
We're giving you the information that you want.
Okay, did you gather any evidence though? What did you see?
We
What
haven't-
did you get? What physical evidence do you have?
Hold
Well,
on.
the real question here is, what do you guys do with the void water?
What exactly do you guys use it for?
We sell it to the Alchemist Guild.
How often do they come by to? How often do you guys?
Oh, we usually produce about enough for about once a month.
When was the last deal on that? When did they do to return from work?
About 3.5 weeks ago.
So pretty soon they should be coming back?
Within a few days, yes, I would assume. But you would have to ask my father. I'm just a chef. I just know about this from a family dinner.
I still want to know why your mom lasagna wants the recipes. Why did she send your butler to get the recipe?
This is something I don't know. I would have to go and ask my mama myself.
I'm gonna pull out that menu that I have in my bag. I'm gonna hand it to him. Like, does any of this look familiar?
He's sitting there looking at it. He's like, "What is this? You told me that you were going to investigate. Why you bring me a menu from the Barrelstone Inn?
Because
these are some of my creations here."
Exactly, and we found this inside of your family's brother's tower.
My sister, and he slams it down.
Okay.
See, I told you guys, Donna's a bitch.
He sticks it up, and he's about to
Hold
he's
on.
about to wad it up, and he sees the writing on the back. He's like, "What is this?"
That is a drawing of something we found also inside of the tower.
No, it's here inside of this. This is a symbol for ravioli.
What's
This,
ravioli?
It's one of my creations. This is a symbol for rigatoni. This.
That's the rune.
What is wrong? What? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That was the rune that was on the ground.
Inside the room.
Okay.
There's a symbol for the dish I named after my own dear mama. There's the symbol for lasagna.
I'm not there. Don't look at me.
Who drew this? Why do you?
We don't.
Why do the, these are the symbols that I write for my own secret journals?
These.
So the entire symbol is what you do, or
No, I
pieces
don't
of
know
the
about
symbol?
all this other stuff around it, but these symbols inside are from my private journals.
Can
Where
I-
do you
can
keep
we
your
s-
private journal?
What is all of this? What is this around it?
Where do you keep your journals?
What is this all around it?
It looks.
What is this?
It looks like
What
to be a
is
rune.
this? A rune? What kind of rune?
Something magical. I don't fucking know. That's
Where
as
do
much
you
as I
keep
know.
your journals?
It's a necromancy rune.
Necromancy?
Yes, like raising the dead.
it seems to be the reason why the calzone, how the calzones came to be. It was the necromancy rune was crossed with your rune of your dish to create a hybrid monster of sorts.
You remember that thing, cheesy, tomatoey goodness that was attacking you?
So
It looks like whoever created.
So you are telling me that we are dealing with a pastamancer? And that's where we're gonna go.
Oh my
tonight.
God.
Fucking pasta mancer.
God
All right,
damn
guys.
it,
Thank you so
guys.
much for following and subscribing. We're deleting the stream now.
That's okay.
I love where this game is going right now. Like, all seriousness, like, we dealt with some heavy shit. My son's been kidnapped and he's in transit to.
Now we're doing pasta.
And now we found a fucking pasta mancer. I want to make one. I want to make a pasta mancer.
Oh my god.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh shit.
And we just ruined their family's income.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we absolutely
At this
just
point,
fucked over a
They,
family's
they,
income.
didn't need that shit. They didn't know
Yeah,
what they
they're
were
in the
dealing
spice
with.
trade.
That's
They're okay.
yeah. At
Well,
this
I don't know
point,
how that pasta manager's gonna do anything without that void water.
I mean, because if they're
Problem solved.
dealing with spice,
Why are you laughing? Please stop.
You guys are fucked. You are so fucked.
Is it because I threw everything down that well?
Are we still streaming? Are we still?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody! Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us. We got super silly again. I fucking love it. These guys are just idiots, and I hate them so much. But we love all of you. So. Thanks for stopping by. We try to be here right around 8:15, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time every week. Thanks for stopping by. A couple of follows and stuff. So
Yeah, a couple follows, couple subs.
appreciate you guys.
Are they public?
Is
subs?
Winter Fairy still here?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, if Winter Fairy, if you're still here, or if you're watching this on a VOD, I just wanted to give you a shout out and thanks for all the support and encouragement, in game and online, and thanks for. She was the first person to retweet my tweet about the game coming up today. You're really awesome, man. You just in case nobody told you today, love your new haircut, and your new hair color, and you're awesome. Thanks for everything you do with us, man. So, you guys have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.
Kawaii.
Kawaii.
Stop stream.
Yeah.